Well, welcome everybody. Good to see everyone. It is an exciting Saturday. We have an action-packed agenda for you. We've got incredible content lined up. It is a very, very full agenda. We've got guest speakers. We've got all of our corporate team. Everybody has prepared something for this training today. We are recording it. It will be posted as soon as we're done. So it will be up for those that were not able to make it or for those that are in different time zones. I know we do have some people that are planning on being here, even though it's the middle of the night for where they're at. So it's good to see a bunch of familiar faces, some new faces. But we're going to go ahead and move into the first topic today. And one of the things that's really important about getting a chance to take advantage of this type of training is that there are a lot of different skill sets that our internal corporate team and some of our top field leaders have. And everybody has strengths, everybody has weaknesses, everybody has really come together to utilize all of our skill sets together and make the Bright Life opportunity, the presentation, the websites, the graphics, the planning, the event planning. I mean, we've got so many things that we've been working on behind the scenes. And so this Super Saturday is really kind of a highlight reel of everybody's best of the best. And meaning that we've asked everyone to share really what their best content is, some of their most valuable content, some of their most unique content, things that are working for them now, things that have worked for them in the past, things that they are experts on. And so we really worked hard on this agenda to bring out the best for everyone, to give you the best training we've ever put together, from a system format and from an agenda format. And you're also getting a chance to see a lineup today that's never been a full lineup before. Because once you include the guest speakers that we have, and then all of the different components, because today's training is focusing on all of the pillars. So it's not just travel, it's not just live life, it's not just well life, it's not just give life, it's not just bucket list life. I mean, those are the pillars of Bright Life. You've seen it now in the new presentation. We're really focusing on what differentiates us in the marketplace compared to all of the other companies that are in our space. And so today is really a highlight reel of that. We've got incredible content for you. And so I don't want to waste any more time, but I do think it's very important that you understand you are in for a treat today. You have made a very good decision being here to listen to this today. And I would continue while we're here in the training to shoot messages to people, even if you have guests, if you have a prospect that's sitting on the fence that you've exposed or you've shared this with, make sure you share this with them so that they know we're doing this right now and that they could take advantage of it, because this content is going to be some of the best we've ever had. And I couldn't think of a better person to kick things off with, who has added a whole lot of value and spice to our corporate team, and our brand design, all of our recognition posters, so many things that we've been working on behind the scenes. And she's been the catalyst for that. And so she's put in countless hours for all of you to make Bright Life something that you can be proud of. We've come a long way in 18 months, and she is a ninja when it comes to social media. She and her partner Greg have built massive businesses using social media, branding. She's run social media and operations for other companies and other programs and for her own brands. And so she's a pro, and she's going to give you the best of her best today. And so you've got to make sure you take notes. You don't want to miss this. Don't miss anything, because one little nugget could be the difference in your business. So without further ado, joining us from Panama City, Panama, please welcome Mrs. Melanie Greenow.
Hey Wes, thank you so much, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I am going to be training on social media, specifically Facebook groups. And you would have noticed if you've been in the groups that there's been some changes, including names, posting style and structure, etc. And so I just want to walk you through some basics today. I'm also going to talk about how to brand yourself online. How many of you would like to learn how to recruit online? If that's you, drop a one in the chat. If you want to know how to finally generate leads, right? Okay. So I want you guys to know, I'm going to start off by saying this. Social media is a long game. There is social capital that you have built throughout your life, throughout your social media journey, that you can cash in on quickly. For example, when you start to launch your business, you would have your sizzle market, your top 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people that you could call that know your name, and you would refer them to the video and get them looking at Bright Life. And that is the most important step. So I want to not get it twisted. People who think that they can only build on social media, that is a slow boat to China. So I really need you to understand we have to become what I refer to as a hybrid marketer. Okay. So being a hybrid marketer means that you are building a brand online while you're using the phone, while you're using text messages. So if you're over 45, you're probably going to pick up the phone and call people. If you're under 45, you're probably going to send a voice or a text note. There is no wrong answer. It's really interesting to me when people say you have to pick up the phone. If I phoned my friends, that would be super weird. Like, be like, did somebody die? What's going on? Like that, I don't phone people. So you have to communicate with your contacts the way you communicate with your contacts. I might send a text saying, hey, are you available for a quick chat first before I phone them? So if I'm a text person, that's what I would do. So you guys, the sizzle market training, of course, you got is very simple. I know Denson trays on it every weekend. I'm going to jump into the ATM training, which is how do you use Facebook groups to grow your business and how do you build a brand. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and we will go through some basic stuff here. I'm going to start with the Bright Life Blueprint. You guys are going to see some changes to this document as we move forward, but for right now, it is perfect for getting down the ATM system. So when you get started, of course, you're going to come in here and you're going to make sure that you're in the Bright Life Facebook group. This is the members only group, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. All of this is for members only, honestly. So when you come down here, join the Bright Life Community Facebook group again. Oh, sorry, that's the Facebook page. That is not a group. It's a Facebook page. Down here is the community group. And then if we move down here, join the Bucket List Life Facebook group. This is the ad tag mention group. Okay. Now this name has now been changed because we want to make sure that we are creating something that causes curiosity. So we will be updating this in the document. So I'm just going to jump in and go through the groups so you understand the flow of how this can look. So on Bright Life Insider, the Bright Life Insider group, you're going to see the banner says invite only group. This is the sneak peek group. This is where you would put your people that are not members yet. So if I go and recruit on Facebook or even a friend of mine on the phone, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to send you over a video to take a look at. What I'd like you to do is also jump into this Facebook group so you can get a sneak peek at the Bright Life membership and everything that it entails. So when they come over here, they're going to join this group, invite only. They're going to go look at the pinned post, which is where it tells them where they can find a presentation. So now you would come in here. So I would say, okay, Sally, I would love for you to go ahead and watch this video. So I'm sending the Bright Life video. I also want you to jump into this Facebook group so you can get a sneak peek at the membership, right? When she says, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, awesome. Once you're in the group, let me know because I'm going to tag you in a very important message. Add, tag, message. That's what ATM stands for. Add, tag, message. But I need to know that she has been accepted into the group before I can go and tag her. So I can't come in here and let's think, let somebody, I'm not friends with? Let's see. At who should I tag? Trump? Let's see. Okay, so if I try to tag, oh, that worked because they're public. So that was a bad example. Maybe I'm connected to them. I don't know. Point being, if you try to tag somebody that's not in this group, it's not going to work. So they have to be in the group first, okay? So you make sure they're in the group, you come in here and you tag them and you let them know that right here is the link for a presentation and get them committed. Presentations, in my opinion, should be a second exposure. If you want your business to go fast, video, phone call, video, phone call. So you're booking a video, getting them to watch it, doing a follow-up call with your upline. The second exposure should be the next event if they have not said yes or if they have said yes. It doesn't matter what, if they look at the video and they're like, oh, I need more information, talk to my husband, don't have the time, blah, 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 right? All the things people say. Well, I'm still going to get them on the next event because we book a meeting from a meeting. But for the sake of this training, I want you to understand that getting them in this group does three things for you. Number one, it creates an environment where they are going to actually engage in the Bright Life culture. Number two, they're going to get dripped on. So for example, we're going to be dropping the challenge that's free to non-members to join, right? We're doing that today. Well, they will get notifications and constant dripping if they're in this group. If they're not in this group, they're not going to see anything that's going on. So those things are really, really important. Also, it gives you the opportunity as new events are posted, new ideas are posted. If you are smart and keep a list of your contacts that you got into this group, you can then go back and tag them 3 weeks later, a month later, because this is the biggest mindset shift I want you guys to understand. In network marketing, we are what? Somebody drop in the chat what we are. What is our role in network marketing? If you are an IB in a network marketing company, a member partner, and you want to make money, what is our role? Do you guys know? Our role, the mindset that we need to have is we are marketers, right? Network marketing. We're marketing. When you're marketing, you're not just shoving information down people's throat. There is 7 exposures before somebody even says yes. 7 invites before somebody even says yes to looking at a presentation. How many times are you inviting your people? Are you inviting them once or twice and then not getting back to them? We're marketers. So we want 7 invites till they say yes. And then if they don't show up, we invite what? 7 more times. Do you guys know that it took 14 invitations for me to look at the first video that I was sent? 14 times the woman phoned, messaged, or emailed me and said, hey, have you had a chance to look at that video yet? Right? 14 times. Can you imagine? That led to hundreds, literally of thousands of people's lives being impacted by the work that I did after I got started. Now, what if she had only called me twice or 3 times and thought, oh my gosh, I guess they're not interested. I guess, I don't want to bother her. I don't want to pressure her. Positive pressure is a good thing. Being pushy is not. Being bossy is not. But being excited, enthusiastic, and saying, hey, listen, I really think you need to take a look at this. I know you said you would. I know you probably got busy. But if I sent you the link again, would you take a look at it? Be consistent. As a marketer, the invite is only the first part of marketing. So this group will help you with the invite. I got a little challenge for you guys at the end of this training, at the end of my section. So this is the Bright Life Insider group. It is important that everyone who wants to be a marketer learns to post in this group. So for example, look at this. We are changing people's lives. This person posted this video, which is super cool, goes over to TikTok, right? And it's just a little intro on the Bright Life thing. So you guys understand that that person is adding value to the community. Now look at here, big news is dropping tomorrow. This got posted yesterday, a $297 challenge for free. So if you went out and you started recruiting for the challenge, what's going to happen? You could say, hey, listen, we've got a free challenge starting for all non-members. I'd love to get you in the group and tag you in the post so that you can see the information, because there's another post coming today with all the details and how to get started. So if you started recruiting for this group, they're going to get recruited into the challenge, and you can follow up with them, tag them, etc. Now, so if I come in here and I go, if I just pick a few people that are on my team, and I could say, David, here is the free challenge that is coming up. I know you love to make life better in all ways. Let me know if you're in on this. Details dropping today. Or I could say, DM me if you want more information, right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. So I can go through and start to tag all of my members, and in this case, non-members. Do you understand the power of this? Some of you, how many of you have people that you've talked to in the past that didn't say no, but they didn't say yes? How many of you have people like that? Drop the number in the chat. How many of you? I want participation, you guys, or I'm just going to stop talking because it doesn't matter to me. I know how to do this. So I want to know, how many people do you guys have that you've talked to that you have not had say yes, but you'd love to get them moving and looking and seeing more information? Look at that. Trey says 20. 2, 8. Okay, so now what happens? Well, here's where the little challenge comes in. So you guys all have people that you can reach out to, follow up with, or members that have kind of gone inactive. Maybe they're not showing up anymore, or they're, cooling off, which is normal, you guys. That's just part of business. As a marketer, we have to continually put the brand in front of people's faces. This is a great opportunity for you to add value without asking for any money, and they're going to get to feel Corey, who's amazing, and you guys are going to get them plugged into the Well Life without them paying a dime. That's a really, really big deal. But it also means that you all need to go register for this challenge, because if you're not in it, your people aren't going to be in it. Does that make sense? So there is a registration link. It's going to be dropped today, but I also want to move on to the members only group. So I want in here, we want all of your testimonies. If you book a hotel, it goes in here for savings. If you this is a great post by Tammy, right? 75% off Country Bay Festival. She also got gloves. And by the way, Tammy's crushing it. So you guys understand that Tammy is the one in here posting the most, but all of you are posting in the members only group. That's awesome, but it has to go in this group, which is where the guests go, because the members are already in and we can help them see the value. Yes. So when you post your testimonies, post them both here and over in the members only. Now that was a great example of a post right there. This should be in the ATM group, 100%. This post right here, Tammy, brilliant. Okay. So again, notice Tammy is a top contributor, and we want to make sure that we are all participating in the community. Here's the reality. Community is the new currency. Right? Everyone is separated. Everyone is, busy as all get out. People want community. So when we start to build community, we can really create momentum through these Facebook groups. So we have Bright Life Insider, which is the sneak peek group. That's the ATM group. And you can tell by in the banner, for those of you that are new to social media, you can tell because in the banner it says, welcome to our invite only group. That means they had to have been invited by someone, okay? Members only, Bright Life members only. That's how you can tell the difference between the groups. Because I know when you're learning this, it's a lot, right? Again, they come to this group, they join, they see a pinned post. This is the pinned post we want them to see. Why? Because it shows them the links, right? And I'll fix that other one. I don't know why that link didn't show up over there, but I'll fix that. So you guys, here is where they can see where they need to be plugged into right away, okay? Now, in the members only group, so for example, when Eva made this post about the Bright Life training coming up, we need to go in here and tag our teams. So I can say again, I'm using David just because we were just messaging before this, at David, this is the training. And I can say starting now. I could say starting Saturday, whatever, mark your calendar. But what that does is it notifies David. He's going to see that I tagged him in that post. You guys, you cannot over communicate with your team. It needs to go out in text message. It needs to go out in the email. It needs to go out in the Facebook group. You need to tag them. You need to, resend it to them. If I want, see, look at this. I sent this to David. I tagged him in it previously also, but I also sent it to him personally, right? So you guys understand that you can continually bring people back into the loop as you are growing your business. So just to recap, add them to the Facebook group, tag them in the pinned posts, message them and make sure that they saw the pinned post, that they know what their next step is, and make sure that they've seen the video, and of course go through the three-way call with them, get them enrolled, etc. Once they're enrolled, they go to the members only group. Now I did post a challenge for you here, and then I'm going to move on to branding for 5 minutes. So here, you guys, this is your challenge. I am asking you guys each, number one, to make sure that you're in the Bright Life Insider group. Okay, you want to be in the Bright Life Insider group yourself, so go get in the group. Then I'm saying I want you to invite 10 people to the group. So I would say, hey Wes, quick question. Do you like to travel or hit bucket list events, concert, sports, etc.? Right? I would pause there. So here, I'm just going to edit this for you guys because I want to make this so simple. Wait for response. They say yes or no or why. Nobody's going to say no to that. But anyways, you say, I'm a part of something invite only that helps people do all of that for way less, and they're giving me passes right now. I added you. I'm going to say if I added you to a private group called Bright Life Insider where you can peek inside and see real stories and savings, would you join it? I would say, would you jump in? That's my language. And check it out. I think you'll love it. Then you do what? Wait for a response. Guys, stop vomiting on people. Stop being weird. You're having a conversation about business, just a friendly conversation about business. And when they say yes, then what are you going to do? You're going to send them the link. You don't send them the link until you have their permission. Here's the challenge. I want you to invite 10 people today. 10 new people to the insider group today. That may have been people that, didn't say yes in the past, but didn't. If they said no, don't. I mean, don't be weird. But if they didn't say yes, or they said maybe or whatever, invite them and 10 new people. So in total, you want 10 people added to that group. When you've done that, I want you to comment done on this post. I'm going to put this post in guides so you guys can constantly refer to it. And this is going to be part of our culture moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to pin it for right now so you guys have access to it. But I also want you to know that moving forward, this is a big part of what we do. Okay, so that's it for the ATM training. Now, I want to talk about branding just for a minute. If you guys can look at the Instagram group, first of all, let me just break this down for you. Facebook is where the money's at. Facebook is a moneymaker. If I want to go make sales, I do it on Facebook. Instagram is a lead generator, but Instagram is more for social proof than it is for making money. So, do I care if people follow the Bright Life Facebook group, Instagram page? No. Do I care if they're in the Facebook group? Yes. Right? My personal ATM group has over 25,000 people in it. My coaching ATM group has over 5,000 women in it. So you guys understand that those groups is where I focus on. Do I have an Instagram page? For sure. I'm going to show you that here in a minute. But do I care if people are following me? Not really. Because 2% of people, you guys understand the way marketing works. When you make a post, 3% to 5% of your friends see that post. So you might have, like in my case, you guys look here. I stopped accepting friends. I have a whole bunch of followers. I don't know if it says that here. So 2,200 people follow me. So a total of 6,500 people on this page. Okay. When I make a post, maybe the exposure to that post is 5%. What's 5% of 6,000? It's 300 people are going to see that post if I'm lucky. So, what can I do about that? I can make sure that I'm posting regularly because it helps the algorithm. I can make sure I'm doing things like coming in and DMing people before I make a post. So if I'm recruiting, I'm going to go talk to 10 people in chat before I make my post because that tells Facebook, hey, wait a second, those are important people to Melanie. She was just talking to them. So when Melanie makes that post, I'm going to show those people that post. That's how the algorithm works, okay? So as you guys start to post in the Bright Life groups, you're going to notice more people see your stuff. When you post on your page or other people's, commenting and messaging, and I'll do another training on social media on full lead generation, but I really need for you guys to flex your social media muscles right now and get in to the groups, start adding people, adding your testimonies, etc. So if you guys want to follow along on how I use social media, you can come here. You can do a friend request. I'm not going to accept it, but it will make you a follower. The reason I'm not accepting it is because the friends portion of my Facebook is for people I'm recruiting. I don't need Facebook friends. I don't need them. I need people that I'm recruiting, right? So those people are reserved for my friend. You can see I only have 800 left and I constantly am getting rid of people. So like unfriending them. So they're still following me when I unfriend them, by the way. So you can come in here and see, there you go. Join me today, Bahamas Breakthrough. So I would not necessarily come in here and tag, I would come in here and like it. I would say, this is so exciting. Gonna invite everyone. We want to create traction on this post. But where am I doing the work? I'm doing the work in this group. Why? Because Instagram is not where sales are made. You can get them into DMs, and it hasn't dropped in here. It probably will any minute now. But that same post is going to be in this Facebook group. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. And I will, if you have any questions, you could, thank you, RJ. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm going to go back and answer them. Now, here's the other thing. I want you guys to understand, and again, I'm going to do a full training on social media because we wanted to keep this tight today, but this is really important. Number one, your profile picture, both on Facebook. What do you guys notice? Right? And if you go to my TikTok, I'm going to be in some sort of pink. And if you go to my LinkedIn, same thing. They all match. Why? Brand recognition. People need to see your face, not your cat, not your dog, not your football trophy, not whatever else you guys post on there. Your face, clearly lit, smiling, not with sunglasses on, being a boss, right? Unless that's really your brand. I mean, even though if we go look at some of the people that are like that, they're even smiling. Okay. So I want you guys to know this is really important. The next thing you want to make sure is that your name is clear, right? Don't be fancy. I have Melanie Greeno, Queen of Biz Breakthroughs. Okay. So that is, explain to them what I do, that it has a very clear bio. I'm not saying I'm a puppy mom. Nobody cares. I'm not saying that I'm a mama of 2 daughters. Again, who cares? We want to communicate with people with what matters to them. What do the people that are following you care about? That's the question. The people that are my ideal clients, they are stuck. They want to know their purpose. If you guys I'll just use how I funnel. Like I make posts here and then I actually get into DMs with them. And usually what happens is I put them in my network marketing business and then I put them in my coaching business, or vice versa. If I'm doing a big coaching push, then it might be a month before all of those people go into my network marketing business, right? Because they now need a way to make money because I just fixed their mindset, right? So you guys have to figure out how you're recruiting. For me, that's what works because I've had my coaching business for a long time. I don't want you to go start a coaching business. I want you to think, okay, like if I was one of the footballers on here, I would think, okay, what do my guys care about? They care about the fact that they worked their butts off, they became pros, and now they have to redesign their lives because maybe they're retired or going to be retiring. They have to replace a massive amount of income. How are they going to do that? They still want to, be ballers. They still want to travel, see all the world. How is that going to, play out in their world? They still want to be famous, most likely. So how is that going to work? So I would start talking to them about the things that matter to them, not things that matter to me. I have a high political bent on some of the views and things that are happening in the world today. I may post some of that stuff in my stories, but you will never see it on my page. I also don't go out and blast Bright Life all over my page because that removes the mystery. And just like men, your customers don't want to see the whole thing on the first exposure. They want the chase. They want curiosity. If you want them to ask you for information, you can't give it all to them in the first post. No one even knows the name of the company that I'm in. They have to ask me. They have to ask me, hey, what are you doing right now? Like if you guys come here and see this one, check this out. We've created an exclusive community of people who crave adventure in business and in life. And now we're opening the doors to our pre-launch team. This post generated traffic, right? Now you can see there's only like 6 posts there, 5 comments, but I got a ton of DMs. So I don't care about vanity metrics. I don't care if 5 people liked it or 50 people liked it. I care that I got people DMing me saying, hey, what's up? What are you launching? What's going on? What's new in your world, right? And so both on Facebook and on Instagram and on LinkedIn, you do not want to be throwing out the whole kit and caboodle in a snap. You want to be getting conversations started in your DMs. That's the trick. Conversations. So you guys can go ahead, come over here, follow me. You're going to see me starting to roll out new posts. Of course, I post all the time, but I'm going to be doing a very specific campaign where you guys can see what I'm doing and then you can go mimic it. And not, again, mine's on coaching, but yours might be, for example, let's say you're close to retirement. You might flip that over to be, hey, listen, I've been looking at my retirement. It's coming up in the next 10 years. There was a couple questions I was asking myself. A, what do I want to do when I retire? B, do I have enough money to retire the way I want to? And C, what is that new purpose or vision for my life going to be? Well, I'm, working through all of that right now. Have you ever felt like that? Do you want to join a group where we're working through that together? Right? You want to start fishing for the people that want what you have, right? That's the key. Fishing for the people that want what you have. And I promise you, the people that are following you care about what you care about. It's not hard to verbally vomit when you're exactly, Jody. So if you get super clear, that's why I'm a big fan of scripts, because I know that you're going to go out there and blah, 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 blah. But if I tell you use this script and then zip it, I know it's going to work because I use them all the time. Even in my own business, I use them all the time. Everything's scripted. Okay, so you guys, again, we're going to be doing more social media training, but I need you to start getting in your mind, and I'm going to stop share right now. We're going to go right here. Remember, Bright Life Insider is invite only. Bright Life membership is where members have gone after they pay. I'm going to end with this. How many of you would like a mindset shift right now that would turn you from stagnant into on fire? I love it. Script and zip it, right, Ozo? Okay. How many of you would like to a mindset shift right now? If you do, drop shift in the chat. I want to see a shift. And there's 63 of you on here, so 2 of you isn't going to cut it. Okay, now I believe you. All right, so I spoke on Eric Worre's stage at GoPro, and he asked me to train on closing because my closing ratio is literally over like 85%. Okay, that's just what it is. I didn't start out that way. I used to suck. Greg had to train me on how to close. So just so you know, my husband's also a master closer. And he also asked me to train on the thing that I'm most passionate about. The thing that I'm most passionate about, and if you've been on a training with me before, is purpose. Most people are living lives of quiet desperation. This is the truth. I need you to hear me now. And maybe one of them is you. They're living lives in quiet desperation. They don't love their life. They don't love their job. Their marriages are meh, if that, or if they're not divorced. Their relationships are meh. Their adventure is meh. It's all meh. It's all bleh, right? I know that for me to change someone's life, I have to get the credit card. If I want for Daryl's life to be changed, or Donna's life to be changed, or Deborah's life to be changed, I know the only way that's going to happen is if I close her on the opportunity in front of her and get her started and activated and get her into a personal development mindset. That's the only way her life is going to change. The only way that she's going to make more money is to get enrolled. The only way that she's going to get personal development is to get enrolled. The only way that she's going to get adventure is to get enrolled. Community, enrolled. Support, enrolled. Personal development, enrolled. Network marketing is not the only way, but it is definitely a better way. And I know that if I don't get that credit card and get them enrolled, nothing is going to change in their lives. So I don't actually care what their objections are. It doesn't matter to me because I know everything's better after they pay that fee. It doesn't matter to me what they say about whether they think they can do it. Of course, they don't think they can do it. They've never done it before, but you can follow me, right? I know that if you give me a year of your life and you actually are coachable and teachable and you take direction and you grow personally, you learn to communicate better, you get better in your relationships, everything is going to change for you and you will get momentum. So why don't you go ahead and get started today? The shift I need you guys to make is that you don't have to be like me. You can use me. Your job right now is not to be like me or Wes or Michael McVeigh or Denson or Eva or Corey. That's not your job right now. Baby steps. Your job right now is to connect customers to the company, connect customers to the leaders who know how to get results. Denson knows how to build this business. He doesn't need your feedback. He doesn't need you to do it. He just needs you to edify him and lift up the company so that we can get the credit card and get them enrolled. So if you can make this shift right now, we're on a mission to change people's lives. And when you get them to the point where they see the information, because I'll tell you what, they're praying for an answer. I promise you, people are praying for an answer. They're praying for an answer on how to make more money, how to have more fun, how to feel alive again. They're all how to do life. They're all praying for an answer, and you have an answer. So shift from, building a business to get the money, shift from, I don't know, whatever it is, like rank advancing. Those are all good things. But when you actually shift into serving the person that's sitting in front of you, knowing that you can lead them down a better path, and actually activate them on the version of their best selves that they'll ever have, that's when everything's going to change for you. So become a marketer, shift into purpose-driven profits, and make sure that you practice, practice, practice. You being on this training and not taking action after is absolutely pointless. You may not have, has not showed up, right? We want you to take action. It's in the doing that you become the being. So with that, Wes, I'll pass it back to you.
Thanks so much, Melanie. Appreciate you. Killed it as usual. We love having you here and leading the charge on social media and also with all of our internal operations and branding. And so, just excited for all of your input and your continued leadership for the company. And I know that you guys have some big things planned, recruiting wise and with your teams, and going to be building all over the world. And really exposing us to all of the international leadership that you guys have done over the decades that you've been in the industry. So thank you again. Appreciate you. And so now we're going to actually turn things over to our director of member experience. And, everything we've been able to do from a product and membership perspective over the last year and a half has been because of Eva. She has been tirelessly working on behalf of the members to bring additional value, to bring new relationships to the table. She keeps me booked constantly with CEOs and presidents and heads of sales of different brands, big brands, hundreds of millions of dollars in annual revenue brands, and even some billion-dollar brands that we've been negotiating with and talking to for not only our membership experience, but future partnerships, joint ventures, our bucket list program. And so Eva does so much, but because she's so close to the bucket list program, she's been helping us fulfill those dreams, the aspirations of our members to go to these amazing, incredible destinations. And so she wanted to talk today about the bucket list concept, how unique our loyalty program is, and how you can use it to not only build your business, but also use it to its full ability in promoting and what we're doing here at Bright Life. Sharing on social media, getting input and feedback from people on what's on their bucket list. And so today she's really going to talk to you about how to turn your bucket list into a life list, how to get it out there in front of people, how to share it with others, and how to use this tool to really build your business and our brand and our reputation with Bright Life, because this is one of the things that sets us apart from all of our competitors. And that's really what we wanted to do today, was really set ourselves apart from the competition and show people what's so different and unique about Bright Life. So I couldn't think of a better person to do that. So I'm going to turn things over to Eva to talk about the power of the life list. Thank you, Eva, so much. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Wes. And thank you, Melanie. Every time she talks, I am motivated and pumped up. And she does this best practice for everybody in the company. After somebody talks, she makes you go into the chat and give her lots of love. So I have to do it. She does it for me all the time. Give her lots of bright life confetti, hearts, palm trees. I like color. So throw a bunch in there. Thank you, Melanie. I am excited today to better use ad tag message and many other things. So, and work on my brand for sure. So, thank you, Wes, for that. I appreciate it. And I want you guys, before we start, um, to give me a second to go to the beginning, to think about a dream that you've held on to for a long time. Okay, so maybe it's a big trip, maybe it's a career change, maybe it's just learning a new skill. And what if I told you that the secret to making the dream a reality isn't just about hard work, but having a clear, actionable plan? So today we're not just going to talk about dreams. We're not just going to talk about bucket list dreams. We're going to talk about just how we can turn an overall living, breathing list into a roadmap to live the life you've always imagined. So I'm really excited about this today because I'm going to kind of put you to the test a little bit. So write down on a piece of paper one of those dreams that popped in your head. Just write that down right now. But before we start, I want to ask you to, get real and ask yourself, how well do I know the Bright Life benefits? Because bucket list program is a huge benefit for sure. But there's so many other exciting benefits that make you live a more fulfilled life in the app that we all need to start using and using to tell the story about Bright Life. So how well? And if it's not very well, that's okay, because you don't even need a lot of training to get to know our benefits. You just need to spend time in the app. And so today, I'm going to teach you some tricks on how you can create your own actionable plan. And by doing that, you're going to go into the app and you're going to find some of these things to help you live a more bright life. And then you're going to turn around and be able to use all of those, all of that knowledge to share with prospects and new members. Okay. And so, why should I make a life list? Well, we're going to talk a lot about that. It's really important, but without a plan, you're not going to get there. So, we know that. And how can I use the life list to inspire others to live total life balance, which is actually the goal here at Bright Life? So we need to be intentional about this. And I start by asking, how well do you know your Bright Life benefits? So on a scale of 1 to 10, one being the least and 10 being the most, how well, drop in the chat, how well do you know your Bright Life benefits? And be honest about it, because I want to gauge and see how much progress we're making in terms of learning all of the areas, all of the pillars, as Wes mentioned: travel life, live life, well life, and give life. And now we're going to put it all into a life list. So this is just an old adage that I've used for a long time in the membership business, but users are doozers. The members that use the benefits are going to be the ones that stay, and they're going to be the ones that happily pay their monthly dues. So this is kind of twofold. This is a retention comment, and we want to keep all of our members once they join. But if we don't show them what to do and we don't get them active and engaged, then there is a good chance that they're not going to stay. So that's number one. But number two, I always like to mention this, that retention starts the moment you're sharing the vision and the story with somebody. If they've never heard Bright Life before, they're going to listen to you the very first time and they're going to capture a picture in their head. And that's actually going to play into how long they actually, after they join, stay as a member. So you need to be an active member. You need to be able to craft your story that's extremely authentic, that shows how well you use all of Bright Life to have a successful life. And so, before we start, understanding the why. So, before you can share the benefits, you need to understand them yourself and think about the core problems our members are having or that they face, and how Bright Life offerings are the solution. So this is going to be different for everybody. There's all different reasons why members need a core problem solved, okay? And then we're going to look at connecting benefits to dreams. So link specific Bright Life benefits directly to the types of goals and dreams people put on their life list. So, for example, if someone's life list includes travel more, and we know this because we're attracting these people every day, and this is an obvious one, but then you're going to highlight how our travel discounts can make their traveling more a reality. Uh, Third, personalize your knowledge. Reflect on how Bright Life benefits have impacted your own life. This is such an important part of why you have to dive deeper into the app and get to learn them all. So you can personalize your knowledge based on a core problem or a reason why a member might want to join. So if that makes sense. Mindset is everything. So, before we kind of craft this story in our mind today, I want everyone to kind of shift their mindset into anything that they want to have is possible. And I want you to get in the mindset of dreaming as big as possible, because, I mean, this is the truth for me. At Bright Life, since I've started, I have done so many more things, and not just bucket list travel, but so many more experiences, so many more, from dining to tickets to going places to, as I like to always talk about, my daughter and I's addiction to staycations. I do so much more. And in the beginning, I thought I couldn't really afford to experience this many things, one thing a month, this many things in 1 year. And through Bright Life, I found so many unique, creative ways to do it and save money. So now when I make my life list, I dream really, really big. And that's what I want you guys to do today. So the reason why we're going to dream so big and we're going to get to create this list that's so meaningful is so we can tell the story. So we're going to use the life list as a tool. And so when you're talking to a prospective member, you're going to ask them about their dream. dreams. That's where you're going to start. And then you'll use the lifeless concept as their guide. So, simple example. If they mention a goal of getting into shape, which we're going to hear this from so many people, or just being overall healthier or living a more well life, you can respond by highlighting the benefits like gym memberships or wellness programs in the app with Corey Sanders. So this is a simple one, and I hope we're all doing that now. But let's dive a little bit into some other things we can do. So try this. Instead of saying, we have travel deals, you could also say, imagine finally taking your dream trip to Italy. Or travel discounts can save you hundreds, making it possible for you to do this sooner than you think. And that was the example I just gave for myself. I've done so many more things sooner than I thought just because of how Bright Life made it possible. So focus on the transformation and not the transaction. So the goal is to show how our membership can help them transform their life. So we don't want to focus so much on showing them maybe, I mean, and I'm all for this, like getting on the app and actually showing them an example, but talk about your transformation and they begin to see a picture as you tell the story. So, why do I create a life list? So, before we talk about how you're going to create your life list, is it clarifies your vision. And a life list isn't just a random collection of ideas. It's a powerful tool for getting clear on how you want to truly live out your life. Okay. It boosts motivation. So looking at your life list every day keeps you focused on your goals. So this is not unlike a vision board or a dream board, but I really want you guys to do this in terms of this exercise today and this thinking. So if you want to take a list and get more creative and turn it onto a board, but at the very least, you're going to make some sort of list and then you're going to do the homework to go find the stuff in the app that is part of the life list, in addition to your bucket list thinking. Okay. So you'll become a magnet for opportunities when you're clear on your intentions. Your mind is more attuned to the opportunities that align with your goals. We all know this. And the life list acts as a filter, helping you to recognize and seize chances that may otherwise be missed. And I can say that for myself. I have thought of and done so many different things this last year just based on the philosophy and the pillars at Bright Life and the training that I've received and the mentors that I have here that are helping me to think bigger. So here's an example of some things, and I wanted to separate this for a second from bucket list. And we are going to talk about that at the end. And I am such a firm believer of how well this bucket list is, what this is doing in the marketplace for us to crack the code on keeping members, not just for 3 months, not just for 6 months, but for an entire year. But we also need to get them to do other things. They can't just wait for their bucket list. So that's where the life list comes in. Okay. So, what if I said to you that by the end of 2025, I will, and these are just some of my immediate life list goals. I have some really big ones. Okay. And a lot of them do include traveling the world. But I did it in four buckets. I said family, personal growth, well life, and experiences, and travel. And so for my family, I mean, it's as simple as this. My daughter's 13. She's probably not going to take fall photos with me in front of pumpkins anymore after this year, but we're going to the Arboretum to do it. And I found the tickets and I already bought them. And we're going to do dinner at Komodo because we're partnered with Groot and I get a discount there. We're going to do a candlelight concert because I'm working on those benefits and they invited me for free. So stay tuned. We're always going to do the Nutcracker Ballet. I found those tickets. That's every year. That happens no matter what. We always go to that. She's a ballerina. For personal growth, I'm going to take a class, which I found a music class through the app under shopping. Tammy Schaefer says to take a solo trip, so I'm gonna do it, and I appreciate you for that. And I'm gonna book it on the app, of course. See a motivational speaker. For me, it's Jay Shetty. That's who I picked, and I'm gonna see him in Denver in the fourth quarter. A women's retreat. That's got to be in there. And if it's not in there, somebody here that's a leader that is tuned in and tapped in into this world is going to show me where I can do that. I want to read 3 books. Yeah, we have a app inside of the shopping where you can go and purchase all your audiobooks. So I already found a couple of those at a very, very good discount. We have multiple gyms. We have yoga. We have Zumba. You can get memberships to do that. So I can check that off my list at a discount. Corey's videos, you don't even have to pay for those. Those are free. So when I started on my wellness journey here at Bright Life, one of the very first things I started with was his videos. So he's been in my living room. They work well. I love it. How about a meal plan? I'm a busy mom and I don't always have time to meal prep. So I'm going to use one of those meal plans. Blue Apron is actually the one I chose, and that's on there. Hypnotherapy. Tammy's offering that complimentary to our members. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to go to the Phoenix Open. I'm already going to Phoenix during that time for a wedding. So I'm going to do that. The Wizard of Oz. Oh my gosh, that's such a lifelong tradition for me and my daughter to watch that every single year. So we're going to go see it at the Sphere live. And what's my Super Bowl? I don't think I'm going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I've been to the Super Bowl, but what's my Super Bowl? What do I, maybe it's Kentucky Derby next year, but I'm going to book it. Christmas in New York and then Atlantis. So these are all the things immediately that I just put down that I know I can find and focus in on in my life list. Okay, makes sense. So how are you going to do it? Here's your homework. Tour the app, travel life, live life, announcements and events, notifications, all of these um, areas of the app are going to help lead you to this roadmap to creating the life of your dreams. So, how can I use this life list to inspire others and live total life balance? Okay, so you're going to showcase your own life list. So, be a living example. So, we're all a living example right now because most of us on this call have been around for a year, or if you haven't, when you hit the 1 year mark, you're gonna get awarded your bucket list, and that's such an exciting time. And now that many people have been awarded, everybody's doing social posts and they're sharing. I just got awarded my bucket list trip, and they're saying where they're going. So this is the same mindset as bucket list is with your life list. But I think what's most important about sharing it is not just what it is, but the progress that you've made. So you show others that it's possible, and then you make this concept tangible and inspiring. So this is really important. I think, how do you facilitate this process? So many of us have added new members to our team, and we're getting bigger teams and we're getting busier and busier. And it's so critical that we continue to pay attention to the new members and onboard them correctly and help them to create what their life list is. Why? Because that's going to cause them to go to the app and search through everything and see what all of these experiences that they want to do are inside of there already. It serves as great source of just idea sharing is to go in there and just look around and see ideas and share them with others, and then celebrate small wins. Encourage them to celebrate their milestones, no matter how big or small. And so this is what Melanie was pointing out with Tammy. She is celebrating every win, and we're so proud of her for it. So it's her re-engaging back in golf and getting those golf clubs, but also showing that she wants to go to a live golf tournament. She said that on social media the other day, so it's in the universe. I know it's going to happen. And then from the big things to wanting to go and see, go to Sphere anyway, just to do anything in Vegas is so cool. If you haven't been there, it's absolutely unbelievable. But Tammy decided, and she invited my daughter and I, that she wanted to go see The Wizard of Oz. And I mean, as I already mentioned, we're fanatics about it. And we're obviously Wicked fans too. So we do it all, we see it all. But we're going to go there and we're going to do some other really special things while we're in Vegas that actually work for family. And so we kind of want to take like the black and white of all of it and to, add a little color, a little bright light color. So I thought you guys would enjoy this one. This is like a bucket list trip on, steroids, on fire. So I asked Tana, she already has her bucket list that's coming up. I believe it's to the Maldives. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But I asked her to give us a bucket list example of something that she may have not put in her top 10, but something that she wants to do and put on like her life list. So instead of her giving me a bunch of things, she said she wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to have a rock star weekend in Vegas. And I love this. I love this so much. So she wants to stay at the Aria Resort and Casino. And she shows here off to the side how she can book this through either the using Flight Concierge or going on the Bright Life app to book the hotel or using Concierge to book reservations and VIP access. She's going to go to Poppy's Steakhouse, of course, because we have a partnership with them, and Live Nightclub. She's going to do Hoover Dam tour, which you can also book in the app. So I'm excited for more people to get to do an experience like this. Just you find all of these experiences within the app. Golf tee time at Las Vegas Country Club or Red Rock Country Club, or maybe she's just going to go to Atomic Golf, but she's going to throw some golf in there. Cirque du Soleil, some show, she's going to find that on the app, and then late night dinner, and afterwards she's going to go to the Las Vegas Foundation Room. They do pop-up events now. Our members get to join. So off to the side here, you can see how she's doing it. She's using actually the Go City benefit to book a couple of these things. So if she's not finding it in the app, she's purchasing a Go City pass, and she's using the Go City pass to help her accomplish some of this. Relaxation exclusives. Did you guys know that you can spend a spa day at Canyon Ranch Spa? Yep, we have a partnership with them. So she's going to add that in there. Rent a luxury car. Yes, we have rental cars, and you can do as a luxury as you want when you rent those. Casino night. This is a chance for it doesn't you don't need us for this. If you have VIP status, use your VIP status and become more of a rock star there. And then again, she's going to dinner and lounge. But to wind down her departure, she's going to do some last minute shopping. That's fun, and take her. We can do an airport transfer through some of our Bite Life packages and luxury transport. But if you want a private jet upgrade or charter a deal from LA, Phoenix, or San Francisco, we can do that too. So I love this list, Hannah. Thank you so much. This is a true example of a rock star bucket list idea that you can put on your life list. So it could be a bunch of things, like I showed you of mine. It could be this trip, or it could be taking your 10 dream bucket list ideas and really making sure they become a reality by staying engaged as a member. So here's just two more examples before we dive into bucket list. Okay, so this one off to the left is from Tammy, who wants to go to WNBA playoffs, first round. She's already priced that out. She definitely wants to go to the Kentucky Derby. That's Wes's favorite thing in the world to plan. So I bet she's going to get to. And then she wants to do live golf or tennis. The list goes on. Wizard of Oz. Over here, John Banks wants to go to Fort Lauderdale Beach Resort with his wife, take her on a surprise trip, and he found it for $399. And this is from Scott Schaefer, who works with the Japanese market. And I've gotten to know him really well because he helped get Benefit Station. And he put in here that he was following in Go City, um, or go, I'm sorry, Go City, that he wants this deal for Tokyo to come up so he can take a trip to Tokyo. And then he says his wife is a huge ice skating fan and he would love to take her to Disney on Ice. And I've definitely found those tickets before, so I know he's going to do well there. So lastly, I want to encourage you to just take out a piece of paper and a marker today and write a bunch of things down on how you want to enhance and improve your overall lifestyle, and how Bright Life's gonna uh, help you to accomplish those goals. Maybe later you can transform onto a board and hang that up, but over the time, through social media and some other training, we'll give you some tools to create these lists and we can do some workshops for it. But last but not least, our bucket list program is one of the most exciting benefits that we have here at Bright Life, as Wes said. And to see these dreams come true, on a daily basis now is so exciting. It's so fulfilling. Tana Dodds is now in charge of our bucket list program, and she does an unbelievable job. I mean, she works tirelessly on personalized communication to every member and making sure that these dreams become a reality. And even when members are coming up on a trip and maybe they think they can't get off work or they can't quite put it in their budget, she helps you find ways to make it possible. She's so creative. Um, and so right now, in the last month, we've awarded over 30 trips to Maldives, 27 trips to Costa Rica. We've uh, awarded some trips to Ibiza. We have a bunch of members going to Nashville and Croatia. And I mean, the list goes on. She's better at this now than I am. But we wanted to spend just kind of the last 5 minutes of our call talking about in order to make this bucket list program, this dream a reality, um, you're going to have to follow some steps, and they're really critical to our process. They're really important, and they're what's going to make the whole entire experience for you sing and be exciting and not stressful because we're going to help you with every step of planning along the way. So here's some tidbits that you're going to have to put in the back of your mind and remember when you're coming when you're about to be awarded your trip. You need to have all 10 destinations in the app. You absolutely do. You will not get awarded your trip. So if you have eight, you're not going to get it. If you have nine, you're not going to get it. You have to have 10. So right now we're waiting on responses from over 100 members on finishing to complete their bucket list. Um, Use support tickets when appropriate, but concierge cannot access the billing portion of the back office. So make sure you're using concierge just for bucket list questions and concierge questions. Always check the FAQs. We have a new one coming out. So those are going to help you with a lot of your questions. What happens if I book a trip in advance? This is a concierge question, not a bucket list, but can I book purchase travel insurance? Yes, that's a big question we get in the concierge area. Reply to your congratulations email. Check your spam. Did I answer all of the travel preference questions that are in that email? Really important step. If you are going on your trip, you know you've answered them because we ask you over and over again to give us your preferences. This is the time frame you want to go in, how many beds, how many people are going with you, your date of birth, these kind of things. And then if you're wanting to check your trip scheduling progress, you can always email concierge@brightlife.com. So we're really, really proud of the work that Tana's doing, and she is very attentive to these questions that you have and making sure that you understand the process. And then we do have a 10-step process that we use to take you from start to finish line of getting your awarded your trip, getting prepared for your trip, taking your signs and your gear, and taking lots of pictures and videos while you're there, sharing the story afterwards, having a great time, booking a seaplane if you need to, let's say to get to the Maldives, whatever it is behind the scenes, we're helping answer questions on transportation, other things about the country, things you may need to know, or ways that you can overall enhance your bucket list experience by using some of our tips and our tricks for travel, but also the app sometimes to enhance the experience with other tickets and events and things that you can experience while you're there. So the biggest restriction we have is a 4-month notification date by hotels for availability. So when you get awarded your trip, you may say to us, you're going to go 1 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, and then 6 to 12 months. And once you give us that time frame, we're gonna go out and we're gonna find your hotel and we're gonna get the dates from the hotel, but we're probably not gonna communicate with you until you're a little bit closer to your trip. So that's just something to bear in mind. I know you get excited in the beginning and when we award the trip, but if you don't want to go for 6 months or 9 months, then you're going to hear later on what the dates are for your trip. And if you haven't marked concierge@brightlife.com as a contact in your inbox, so emails don't go to spam, please do that right now because we have a lot. to share with you from the concierge team. And we really want to make sure that you get to experience the best bucket list experience possible. And so this communication, this looks like a lot of stuff here, but it's really a simple process and we're going to guide you through it. So I hope that you guys are able to dream a little bit bigger today. And I hope you wrote down some things that you haven't touched on lately in the back of your brain or subconscious on what you want to do and what you want to accomplish in your life. And it doesn't matter how big or small it is. Here at Bright Life, we're here to make your life list dreams a reality. And I'm here if you have any questions or need any ideas or want us, if you're trying to search it on the app and you can't find it, I challenge everybody to make their list. And if you can't find it, email concierge@brightlife.com and we'll help you find it. We'll find the deal. All right. Thank you, Wes. You guys have a great day.
Right. Thank you so much, Eva. Appreciate you as always. It is great having you on the team, and we could not be where we are if it wasn't for you. So we appreciate you being here and leading the charge and creating the best membership experience out there. We know already after just 16 months of doing this, we have the best product in our space. Nobody has what we have. We have so many proprietary and unique benefits, and we're really highlighting those in the new presentation. And we've got so many things planned for 2026 with Well Life specifically, and having educational modules in there and adding some additional wellness benefits on top of all of the other expansions of travel, live life, even give life, doing our first voluntourism trips next year. We're going to have a massive 2026, and Eva and her team are a big part of that and a reason why. So thank you, Eva. Great training, great information. And hopefully you guys took notes on that stuff so you can share it with your team. You definitely want to make sure that when this is posted in a few hours, you get it to your team, because all of this information is important. And, there's a lot of people that are not set for their bucket list trip because they haven't put their destinations in. And we can't do anything about it. We've called, we've emailed, we've messaged, and email I hate. Email is literally, I think, the least effective form of communication. But unfortunately, if we can't get a hold of somebody on the phone, that's all we've got. So you need to make sure you're getting your people as soon as they enroll. Like, this should be the very first thing you do, is get them to make their bucket list right when they download the app. And we also are going to be locking bucket lists going forward. You're going to be hearing more about that, because we've had some problems with people who have gotten awarded their trip and then they've gone in and changed. And that's not part of the program. And so it's created a little bit of confusion, and it hasn't been a lot. It's just been a handful of instances where it's created some problems for us. But once you're out of your first 30 days, you need to have your bucket list in and locked. And then when your bucket list hits, if you don't have your 10, you're not going to be awarded a trip. So it's very important that we understand this and get this to our teams and our people, and making sure that they do that and then lock it in, so that way we can go to work, because we're literally negotiating based on what you put on your bucket list. So I'm going to the two biggest international travel trade shows over the next couple of months in the world. I've already got meetings lined up with some of the biggest brands and some of the most exclusive hotels, to add to our bucket list partnerships and relationships. And so that's why it's important that you put your bucket list in and lock it, because we're out there negotiating even before your 12 months is up. So this is very important. You want to make sure you tell your people, don't go in and change it after you put it in. Go in there, spend some time, get it done immediately, and then, kind of set it and forget it, and let us go to work for you. And we're going to create this incredible experience together. And the team has been working around the clock to improve the program for us and make it as easy and simple for all of you as possible to be able to book it. So thank you, Eva and Tana. Incredible job on the bucket list program. Now, I get to bring on our director of field sales. He has led the charge from day one. He has not only built one of the largest teams, one of the largest organizations in the history of network marketing over his career. He's one of the top recruiters and builders in the history of our industry, but he's also built the biggest team here in Bright Life. So he's leading by example. He's not just in a corporate role and then not building in the field and not, walking the walk and walking the talk. He's actually doing all of the things that he's teaching and sharing on a daily basis. He is the highest ranking person in the company. And so you couldn't be learning from a better individual in terms of what's working to build the business. He's going to talk about how to use what we've got in front of us right now with this Bahamas trip and all of the new presentation and schedule and the new compensation plan video went live this week. All of those tools, he's going to tell you how to really maximize everything like him and his organization are currently doing. And so please give it up from Atlanta, Georgia, my good friend, our director of field sales, Mr. Denson Taylor.
All right. Thanks a lot, Wes. I really appreciate that. And guys, even before I get started, man, this is really been great information. Give me some ones or tens in the chat books in the chat box for Melanie. She did an incredible job, Melanie. We really appreciate it. In fact, I'm personally, Wes, looking forward. In fact, being in this role, it's really, kind of made me step up, my game as far as social media is concerned. And I mean, this information, guys, is so key. So, Melanie, we really appreciate that. And then, guys, I want you to type something special in the chat box. You'll really appreciate this. Eva is the queen of fun. So, you guys, I want you to just type queen of fun to show her how much we appreciate her because, again, without what she does, man, it would not be the same. Okay, so we really appreciate Eva, everything that you're doing, because it is so important. Now, there is one thing, Wes, that I'm having to pull up here before I share my screen because I'm very excited for what I'm going to share with you guys today because the bottom line is this, okay? We have something that is such a no-brainer. If we'll focus on what that no-brainer is, I think that, for many of us, I think we'll have something in network marketing that duplicates like, nothing that has ever happened before, nothing that we've certainly ever seen before. And I think we really have to take advantage of that. And if we add all of the things that we're learning like the ATM group and things like that, if we add those things to the simplicity of what we do, guys, I'm just telling you, we got something that must duplicate. Okay, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You must be successful if you just follow the simple steps here. And guys, that's the thing that we really have to stay focused on. So, again, I am going to hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen here in just a minute, but I had left one slide out here, Wes, and I apologize about that. So now let me do this. Okay, here we go. All right, so again, guys, what I'm going to talk about is kind of reiterate what Eva just talked about as far as the bucket list trips are concerned, because Melanie and Wes have really, been in a tireless effort, in what they're doing. And the bottom line, guys, is you're about to see a lot of different things here that really kind of make all a brainer. Now, Wes, I'm gonna have to turn my video off as well because oh God, I hate when it does this. It is telling me that Zoom is not responding.
It's okay.
Unbelievable.
Hey, is Mike McBay, Mike, you're next on the agenda while Denson's working on this because your section's a little bit shorter. Are you good, brother? Okay, I'm gonna switch to Mike Denson. Okay, while you're doing that, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually bring on our next speaker. And the reason why we asked Mike to speak today is because the most consistent and top performing uh, event has been the Dallas market. You know, we've been doing this Dallas event now all year. We've basically done it every Thursday and a lot of Tuesdays as well in other parts of DFW. And we started this at the beginning of the year, and it is run like clockwork, like the Pony Express. And, you know, some weeks we'll have four or five, six people there, and then some weeks we'll have 20 or 30 or 40 people there. And we've had some incredible events. We just had a killer NFL kickoff party at the Foundation Room. And we've done some concerts at the Foundation Room. We've done some birthday parties. We've done some Bright Life parties. We even participated in a there was our group did a speed dating night at one of the events. We've been doing some golf simulators at a place in Fort Worth. And so we've combined fun and entertainment and all the things that Eva just talked about with our membership that really makes Bright Life unique. And the culture inside of the DFW market is the best team culture we have in the entire company, as far as everybody working together. And Mike has really embodied this, and I have to brag on him for a minute because you know Mike is an extremely savvy businessman. He is not only an attorney, but he's also a business owner. He's an investor. He's an entrepreneur. And he's also been a seven-figure earner in the network marketing industry. I mean, and he was also a professional athlete. And his kids are were Division I athletes and now are involved in sports. They run club teams. He's the one who brought in Talance. Talance has done a great job sharing because he played in the NFL for over a decade, sharing it with his friends from the NFL who also brought guests and members to the golf outing in Orlando. And so, if you look at what we're about to talk about, if you want to know, okay, how do I get all of those things happening in my business? How do I get a former NFL player in my business? How do I get a former NBA player? So Mike has introduced NBA players. He's introduced NFL players. He's introduced celebrities. He's introduced professional athletes. He's introduced business owners. He's introduced attorneys. He's introduced realtors, mortgage brokers. I mean, the guy's Rolodex is the A team of the A teams. But see, the difference is Mike's mindset is he's building this for the long term. He's building this for the culture. He's creating an environment that he can be proud of. And see, here's the thing. He's going to talk to you about Bright Life Nights. We can help you build this same culture in your market. And Mike has already done it. He's helped people. You heard from Donna if you were on our corporate call last week. Donna met Mike in Orlando. They just happened to be sitting next to each other. Donna is not on Mike's team. Mike offered, because Donna lives in the DFW area, Mike offered to help her get her event started because she doesn't live in Dallas where Mike does. And so then Mike came back, helped her sign her first couple of people up, went and drove over an hour to go do a travel party for her, which I'm going to talk about how to do Bahamas parties in just a minute, and helped her sign her first people up. She's not even on his team. This is the perfect example of somebody who's committed to the long-term vision of the company, who's committed to what we're building and how we're building it. And he's created this culture inside of the Dallas market where nobody knows who's on whose team. It's all one big team. It's creating culture. And he's going to talk to you about how he's done it. But here's the reality. The reality is that nobody gets around Mike and doesn't hear about Bright Life. He's excited about it. He's not afraid to share it with somebody. He doesn't have this mentality, well, why would a professional athlete need to make some extra money or need to get some discounts on travel? See, that's broke thinking. And Mike doesn't have that. So that's how he's been able to bring these A-list people into the business. And so he's going to talk about how he's been able to do that. He's going to talk about how this culture has started in Dallas and what you can do in your market to do the exact same thing, because this all started from scratch. And like I said, some weeks are better than others, but Mike is there every week, rain, snow, sleet, shine, because he's committed to the growth of the company. He's committed to the growth of his team. He tells people when he signs them up, he's going to be there to support them. And he's literally walking the talk and walking the walk. And so, Mike, thank you so much for getting on today. I know you're a busy guy. You've got all your businesses plus what you're doing with Bright Life, and being on for the training today. It's an honor to have you. We're so grateful that you're part of our team and organization. And we're excited to hear you share with everybody what's been happening in Dallas and what they can do to create this same kind of an environment.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you hear me, Wes?
Sure can, bud. Loud and
Awesome,
clear.
awesome. But thank you, man. I'll tell you, I was excited, super excited actually, being on this Super Saturday day. I mean, starting with yourself and Melanie killed it, and Eva and just everybody. But now I'm even more excited and elated, guys. I tell you. But I'm kind of going different with where I was going to go. But I tell you, one of the things for me, this wasn't even part of this plan in terms of why I do what I do with this opportunity. You know, I was telling some individuals at the meeting on Thursday that when you've been in this space and you've been through the pros and cons, the ups and downs, you understand how this works. Then when you get something like this, you move very, very differently. And I've been very blessed to be very successful in this space. But I truly believe, and I've told Wes this even when I got in this opportunity, 5 or 6 months ago, that this opportunity will be the opportunity to change people's lives that they never thought could ever be changed. I believe that this opportunity can be a household name. I told Wes, I know that you don't really understand really what you put your hand, what you built here, and what we have our hands on. And so I think that for me, is that I understand and I see the vision. Everybody see the opportunity, but very, very few people see the vision. So because I see the vision is why I do what I do in terms of why I try to create the culture in the community here in the Dallas market and ultimately the state. In my previous company, I had the largest organization in the whole entire state of Texas. And the opportunity couldn't touch the hem of a garment to Bright Life, and I can tell you why privately. But guys, I'm super excited to share just a little information with you about this Bright Life Nights. And I share with our members on Thursday. In the next 60 days, we will have at least 50 or more in terms of capacity on Bright Life Nights, because I officially just started to drive this momentum in terms of where I wanted to go over the last couple of weeks, because prior to that, I've just been doing meetings and doing calls and helping everybody get ranked up and help everybody get their position. So I'm really excited about that. But first and foremost, you want to focus on your location. You want to focus on your location. And the reason why, because it serves the purpose. And the whole purpose of I guess, of Bright Life Nights is to create a culture and an exciting environment, something different. Bright Life is an opportunity that not only can create you generational wealth, literally can create you generational wealth, but it's exciting, it's fun. I mean, people want to be a part of fun environments. Understand that people don't do business with companies. People do business with people. So we are the people. We are the environment. We makes the environment, right? The culture, the excitement, the positive energy. These are things that people want to be a part of, right? So that's the whole purpose of Bright Life Nights. It's not, I need you to meet me at this meeting. No, I need you to meet me at the happy hour. So the theme of the happy hour is more of a social opportunity, more of a social experience, right? So, you want to really understand the purpose of Bright Life Nights. That way you can drive it, in a manner that it needs to be. So that being said, you want to find a really, really good location. Find the right location is important. Now, we're blessed because we're doing ours at the Foundation Room, which is one of our membership relationships, right? So if you live in a market to where, there's a Foundation Room, then that would be a great place. That would be a great place. So we just kind of got very lucky in that capacity. Of course, we got multiple places that we can have them here. But so you want to find a good location that's got a good vibe, good energy, that's got a good happy hour type, energy vibe to it. And you want to connect with the management or whomever in charge there, and you want to share with them about our Bright Life community and how we like to do an exclusive happy hour there, or and have a private room and so on and so forth. Now, this is the thing: a lot of people will try to charge you. We don't pay for anything, any events that we have. Why? Because we have the most invaluable thing, and that's the network of people, right? So basically, our people are going to patronize, their restaurants or bars or lounge or whatever it is that we're going to do. So you're going to go in and say, look, we're going to come in and, we're going to eat, and we're going to, some individuals are going to buy drinks. So you're going to make money from our network of people. And ultimately, it's going to get bigger by the weeks. Ultimately, it's going to be, 75, 100 people a week at these happy hours, right? So those people are, the restaurant or wherever you go, they're going to win from that. They understand the importance of the relationships. They know it's going to get bigger. People are going to be coming. And so that's why it's so important, to find venues like that. Now, another thing, when you're negotiating these deals, you want to make sure that you have a private space or exclusive space where you can actually do your briefing, right? Because you don't want to be interrupted, or you don't want to be, the music too loud. You want to make sure that it works for what you're trying to do, right? That's just kind of the venue situation. So that's what you want to do first. You want to get the location. You want to find a really nice location. You want to find a convenient location. You want to try to find something that's got good parking. So you want to try to eliminate any opportunity for excuses when it comes to members and or guests. So try to make it as convenient as possible for them, because the more convenient it is, the more, you get better results for that matter, right? Because believe it or not, people will say, oh, I couldn't find it. I don't like driving downtown, or, I couldn't find no parking spots, so on and so forth. Now, sometimes that happens, but if the more convenient you can make it for them, the more effective, you'll be in terms of getting people to come out. Now, the next thing that you want to focus on is how to promote it. Now, this is where things get really, really serious, right? First of all, if you're going to promote it, we got our corporate flyers that goes out. But guys, understand the information that you're sending out about this, whether you send it to your personal members or you send it to personal guests that you want to invite out, a minimum of 7 days, this information got to go out. Okay, this information got to go out, the flyer or text, whatever you're using, right? So if you're using any kind of marketing tools or flyers that you're putting together, or you're going to create some little deal, you want to put something very, very impactful. So like when I send out something, or like I have a Bright Life business card, I was tend to pull it up and show it to you. It's really, really fire. But I always say, come out and learn how to travel life and live life as a VIP worldwide or something like that. Just you want to say something like that. Come out and mix and mingle with industry leaders, professionals of all walks of life, guys. So again, you want people to feel good about coming out to this environment. This is the thing that we got to understand, that we know that we're going to share the Bright Life experience. But building those relationships with other business professionals, other entrepreneurs, whether they own a t-shirt company or whether they own a lawn service or whatever, people want to network. This is a social networking event, right? That's sponsored by Bright Life, and we're going to show them how to basically have the life experiences and so on and so forth through our Bright Life platform. But we want them to understand that we need them to come out and communicate, connect with other business professionals. Then we do our briefing, and our briefing is going to pretty much take care of the business. It's going to take care of it. But the key to that, guys, that will get people in the room. That will get people in the room. If they know that they can come out and meet other business professionals, other realtors, other doctors, other lawyers, other ex-professional athletes, whomever, whatever, other corporate people, then it's going to be exciting for them. Our goal is to get them out. I've often said, if you get them out, we'll get them in, right? So that's how you get people out. Your first level of marketing has got to be attractive. It's got to be attractive. They got to know what we offer. They got to know what they're coming into, what the happy hour is about. And it will be very exciting for them. So how you promote that is very, very important. You're going to get good quality people on there, right? And so now we'll talk about a little bit about the presentation setup. So once you get your location and you got everything set up, so whoever's going to take lead, okay, and running that happy hour, guys, you got to be there early. You got to be committed. So this is something I'm committed to every single Thursday. If it's in my control, I'm going to be there, right? So I'm going to be there early. I'm going to go to the location of where the briefing is going to be held. I'm going to set up my equipment, make sure everything works, check out my clicker. I cannot present without my clicker. Like if I ain't got my clicker, I'm done. So I go make sure all my stuff is set up so because it kills my flow. I can actually do it without a clicker, but I need my clicker. So I go check all that out, check the flow, make sure everything is good, make sure all electronics are good, make sure the USB. You want to make sure all that's good because what you don't want to do is time for the briefing or time for the presentation, and people are coming in and you're working on the computer and it's not working, and so then it's just not a good feel. It's bad. It's just create a bad energy for some people, and some people are looking for excuses. Some people are looking not really for the greatness of what you're finna show, but they're looking for the flaws. So we're gonna eliminate all that. We're going to beat people at their own game. We're going to make sure that we're, proactive and intentional about where we're doing it. So get all your stuff set up. And by the time that everybody start coming for the happy hour, you've already set up. You out there now. You can go back out, mix and mingle, meet people and have conversations and, introduce yourselves, introduce other members, so on and so forth. And so that's how you start to really create those conversations. I've often said a lot of times it's not about the presentation. It's about the conversation. So, by the time you have these conversations and now people are warmed up and, you're sharing a little bit about the opportunity, maybe you're giving some of your experiences, maybe you're giving some testimonies about just coming back from Vegas. All these things are embedded in their heads, right? Guys, I truly believe that, well, me personally, I've never had anybody to tell me no in this business, right? Number one. Number two, I've never had anybody to tell me that I don't like it or it's not for me. We have an opportunity that's absolutely unmatched. It's literally unmatched. Like everybody, so people will say, oh, I really don't travel like that. I ain't really I don't really like to travel. I just don't believe that. I don't believe it. I always tell people that unsuccessful people don't have any successful stories. So you're only saying this because it's not something that you've been able to do. Time and money is normally the reasons. In most cases, probably both. You spend a lot of time making money just to pay bills, right? So we understand that people are always going to basically try to overcompensate for their lack of, but it's okay. When you start having conversations and building relationships and showcasing good energy, people will start to open up. And now going through that mix and mingle process, by the time we get into the briefing perspective of it, they're ready. They're excited. They want to know, like, man, what is it? I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to bucket list. You got to be kidding me. I've been wanting to go to Maldives. Like, how can I do this? Like, what it take to get in? Now they want to know what it costs to get in this opportunity. It's got to be a bunch, right? So then that's when we go and do the briefing and we close the deal and the rest is history, guys. So for that, that's the basis of really how you run this. Now, this is going to be the key as I get ready to close out here, and so we can bring up this to close us out with a banger. This is the key. It's going to take membership commitment, guys. I'm sorry. It's going to take, members commitment. You got to commit to this. You got to commit to this. A lot of times when, you may only have 3 guests in a room one night. But I tell people, if you can sign up 1 guest a night, you're winning. Because one member can ultimately multiply to 1,000 members. It don't take a lot of people to be successful in this platform. It just take the right people. It just take the right people, guys. I simply I'm a comp plan master. And so personality types in terms of this industry. For those who know, I'm a shark, right? So as unique as invaluable as the membership is, the compensation plan is something that I sleep and breathe every single day. This comp plan will really create your generational wealth. That being said, guys, I looked at the comp plan, I'm going through it, and I created a platform that 4 right players, 4 key members will produce your generational wealth in this opportunity. Just 4. Just 4. We just got to go through a lot to find those ones that we're looking for that desire the level of success that you desire. Everybody got different levels of success. Success is like a ladder. It has multiple steps. You just have to choose the one you want to be on. I want to be on the top one, right? I want to be on the top one. Somebody told me one time, I don't like those things, man. Only the people at the top make all the money, Mike. And I always say, well, okay, that's why I always go to the top. And that's where our focus is, guys. That's where our focus is. But you've got to have membership commitment, right? Because if all the members show up and support the room, even if we got 2 or 3 guests in the room and members are there, rooting on and giving testimonies or sharing their excitement and so on and so forth, then it helps the energy and it helps close out these people that was guests for other members that's in the room. So it's important for us to be team players and get there. If you're serious about Bright Life, if you really see the vision in Bright Life, then on Thursdays, guys, unless it's an absolute emergency or whatever the night is that your meeting is on, if you're serious, you got to be there. You got to be there to support the team, support the meeting, support the room. Okay, that makes a difference because it's going to come a time to where you're going to have some members and you're going to need that support. And that's how we ultimately create a culture. That's how we create an environment that can become massive in a very, very short time, guys. So I just kind of want to share that. So I'm super excited of what we got our hands on. And Wes hit the nail on the head. I see the big picture. Guys, I see the big picture. In 6 months, you guys won't even understand what this market look like. Trust me, you won't even understand what this market look like. I am just now starting to really, really hone in and lock in and building this business at the level that I know how to do it. And I've never been more excited about any company ever in my life. My first company, I did $1.2 million. It was trash compared to what we got our hands on. Literally, literally. So for those who that don't know, that don't really believe, or you see the opportunity, you like the membership, and you like all that's great, guys. But I'm telling you, once you ever catch the vision of what this company can do for you and your family, you will thank us later. So with that, Wes, I'll turn it back over to you guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, bud. Thank you. Appreciate your leadership. Great content as always. And thanks so much for just being a team player. Obviously, you're a sports guy, so being a team player is natural to you, and it's how you were raised. It's how you competed, and so we're just grateful that you're on our team and that we're not lined up against you. So appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for your leadership. So we're gonna switch gears again and move back to Denson. It looks like we got him back on and rebooted. So we will bring Denson back to continue where we started on what's happening with sales in the Bahamas, and he's got some great content for you.
All right, Wes, I apologize about that, man, but I tell you what, Mike, that was absolutely incredible. Meetings make money, okay? And the way that this is being done in Dallas, it's very smart because networking events people will come out to, they'll come out to have fun, and that when you think about it, that's what our business is all about. Now, Wes, I'm not going to turn my video on because I don't want to risk what happened before. My computer literally overheated, so I'm gonna have to do some computer shopping here real soon, but. I do want to just share something with you guys very quickly. I won't be long at all, but everything that has been shared with us today has been absolutely incredible. And what I want to do is I want to just share something very simple with you all that more so deals with the benefits of what we have here as far as the bucket list trips, as well as I was thinking about something. You get the bucket list trip after 1 year, but with a little bit of work, you actually can create your own bucket list trip. And that's one thing that we're going to talk about is how the Bahamas can be an early bucket list trip for you if you'll just go out there and do just a little bit of work. But I want to give you guys an if I could, would you proposition. Um, I was one of the I was one of the top realtors in Memphis. That was really my first career after I got out of a job, after I stopped working a job. And, I became one of the top realtors in all of Tennessee. And I remember when I went through a sales class that actually turned everything around for me, I learned this if I could with you now that hey shouldn't be on this part of the title. Okay, so hey is hey, whoever is who you're calling, but if you call that person and say, look, I need to ask you a question, and what's relevant to what we're doing is, do you like traveling and making money? Now, just think about this. If you were to ask anybody this question, what do you think they would say? And I want to know in the chat box. If I called you and asked you this question right now, if you like traveling and making money, what would you say? In fact, I'm gonna pull the chat box up here, and if I were to call any of you guys, say, hey, hey Wes, hey Mike, whatever, I need to ask you a quick question. Yeah, yeah, what's that? Do you like traveling and making money? Okay. Everybody, says yes. Now, if somebody is negative enough to say no, answer no to that question, I wouldn't waste a lot of time with that person because the thing that you have to understand about what we do in our business is success comes from sorting. Okay, it's not trying to debate people and turn them into what you want them to be or you want them to do. What do you're just looking for the right people. Okay, so I don't care who you call it. Call Robert. Hey, Robert Denson Taylor, how's it going, man? How's everything? How's your family? What you been up to? Well, Robert, I need to ask you a quick question. Do you like traveling and making money? Like you said, sure. Everybody's going to say yes to that question, okay? Or let's put it this way, the right people are going to say yes to that question. Well, the if I could, would you comes in where you're just going to make them a simple proposition, okay? If I could show you a way, so let's just say I'm gonna role play with Robert Ames. Okay, Robert, let me ask you something. If I could show you a way to get a guaranteed 5-star bucket list trip every year for free, and position you to make money by helping others take advantage of this offer, would you want to know about it? Okay, so Robert, if I asked you that question, what would you say? So, Robert, if I could show you a way to get a guaranteed 5-star bucket list trip each and every year for free and position you to make money helping other people to do that, would you want to know about it? Okay, and any of you guys can answer. If I would ask you that question, what would you say? So Robert says, of course. Okay, who else would answer positively to that question? Anybody? Okay. Yes. Okay. John, absolutely. Everybody would want to know, yes. What are you talking about? Well, this is where you want to I'm sending you a short link, a link to a short video. I'm sending you a link to a private webinar. We've got a networking event coming up at, the Foundation Room in Dallas, guys. This is where you set them up to take them to the next step. Very, very simple. Now, the bucket list program, when we first started, Wes knew it was real. It was not a concept to Wes. We believed Wes that it was real, like people like Mike and myself, and Eva knew that it was real because she was a part of it. But you know what? Those of us that were out in the field, to us, it was a concept because nobody had gotten a bucket list trip. Well, now all of a sudden that we're over a year old, guess what? This is a reality now. So now all of a sudden, in fact, Wes, I want you to unmute. How many people in our company have qualified for bucket list trips so far? Would you say, or Eva might be a better person to to answer that question, but what would you say? I'm sure it's probably a couple of hundred, I would imagine. Well, whatever it is, guys, whether it's 100, whether it's 200, that makes it real. You have to understand something about our bucket list program. This is, thanks, Eva, hundreds of people have already qualified. So this is absolutely the best loyalty program in the industry. And you have to understand this, okay? 255, I appreciate that. So she's right on point with the number. So 255 people have already been awarded this. So, you might be brand new. You may not have really explored what this app and this membership is all about. So yeah, let me just refresh your memory. What is this? How does it work? Well, number one, you tell us your top 10 bucket list destinations. Now, Eva just mentioned to you guys, if you don't put your 10 in, you will not be awarded your bucket list trip. So if you've not done that, you need to go in and do it right now. The second thing is if you maintain your membership, what do I mean? You either pay your 179 or you get to waive your 179. You maintain your membership, either one of those two ways. And if you do that, you're going to get a free guaranteed 5-star 4-day 3-night hotel stay for two. So, again, if I went back to my simple, if I could, would you? If I could show you how to get a 5-star, guaranteed 5-star 4-day 3-night hotel stay for two, or a bucket list trip free every year. And if there were a way for you to make money helping other people to do the same thing, is that something you want to know about? Yes, you've set them up to where when they look at the presentation, guess what they're looking for? They're looking for the way to get the free bucket list trip and what am I going to get paid to help other people to do the same thing. Are you guys tracking with me? Give me a yes or no. Does this make sense to you? Yes or no in the chat box. Yes, yes, yes. I love the way that Melanie does this. If she gets enough yeses, she moves to the next step. Okay, I'm not going to do that to you, but hey, that is the way that it works. So now, let's look at, because you got to understand, we've got a one documentation of a bucket list trip. We are about to flood social media with hundreds of banners of people that have been presented their bucket list trips. And guess what? As more and more people take these trips, you're going to get more and more documentation. Okay, what I'm about to show you here. So we're talking five-star brands. All right, if you've never been to a five-star hotel, guys, you don't know the difference until you know the difference. Okay, the Palazzo Versace Hotel is different from going to a Quality Inn, or the La Meridian Resort, is different, or the Rosewood, the JW Marriott is different from a Marriott, right? So, I remember before, I started making money, man, they'd leave the light on for me every time. I would do Motel 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Well, guys, you don't know the difference until you know the difference. So, this video now is available to us. And, I know all of you all have seen this, but I want to show it to you again, because the bottom line is this. We know bucket list trips are all over the world. This is the trip to the Maldives. So if you were one of the 30 or 40 or 50 that have been awarded this trip, this is what you have to look forward to. So check this out.
Office. So this is where we're sleeping? Oh my god!
Perfect bodies in the shallow blue, drifting faster than we should. Golden hour paints a dreamlike view. Even dreams start fading too. I am leaving, tell me what to do. I can feel us slipping away. Treading water, yeah, what's the use?
Now, like Tracy said, this is on my list. Now think about it. If you were to talk to, Tracy, and you show her this video and say, Tracy, look, let me show you, let me ask you something. If I could show you how to do a bucket list trip like this every year for free and get paid to help other people to do this, is that something you'd be interested in? Tracy, what would you tell me if I asked you that question? If I could, would you? What would you say? Yes, absolutely. So again, guys, if she said no to that, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. But if she says yes, I'm gonna just simply show her how to do that. Okay, very, very simple. And again, there are so many benefits here, guys. It's very easy to complicate this. We give people a lot to think about. But I think if we can get this thing down to a point where it's just so simplified, it's just a no-brainer, then for people that have half a brain, it's a no-brainer, right? So, that is, the thing. So when you look at our comp plan, because you might say, well, what does that have to do with making money? What does that have to do with what Mike said about, creating generational wealth? What does bucket list trips have to do with that? I'm going to show you in just a minute. In fact, if you've qualified for a bucket list trip so far, I want you to let me know. Tell me. And if you know where you're going, put it in the chat box. Okay, let's see, as far as what we have on this webinar today, who's already qualified for their bucket list trip? Anybody? I know I have. In fact, I'm going to tell you where I am going to, my wife and I, to Dubai. So we've already qualified. Okay, Tammy is headed to the Maldives. John has been awarded. He hadn't been, I think, John, they're sending you to Austin, Texas. Let's see. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, who else has been awarded the bucket list trip? Is anybody else? Do you know where you're going yet? And I want you to think about this. All you did was what? You remained a member for a year, and the company said that, hey, you've qualified. Well, being a leader in network marketing for years, guys, don't take that for granted, because usually in other companies, you would absolutely have to be one of the top leaders in order to qualify for a trip like this. I see Cheyenne is Costa Rica. Tana, yeah, your dad's going to Dubai. Mary is going to Croatia. That is awesome, guys. And again, don't take that for granted, because what Wes has done across the board with with everything here is he has he's leveled the playing field. He's lowered the qualifications for everything. Okay, as far as the benefit strips that you get, he's lowered that qualification. What it takes to qualify for this entire compensation plan, he's lowered that qualification. So again, do not take that for granted, guys, because it's never been done before. Most company owners are so greedy, they don't have a heart to allow you to refer a couple of people and qualify for this entire comp plan. And what I thought I'd do today is kind of go back to something that we started with, something that is old school here. It just takes two. This is the deal, okay? And let me get a laser pointer here. I want you guys to just look at something. Okay, all you've got to do to make your membership free is what? Refer two people. Okay, that waives your $179 fee. And guess what? You're going to get that trip that I just showed you, a bucket list trip each and every year. The next thing that you want to do now, you're also qualified for the comp plan. And guys, the way that you have to look at this is, okay, if you qualified with your two to get a free membership, and let's say it wasn't even a comp plan, like so many companies do, like you take a Direct TV or some of these other companies, they kind of take that piece of network marketing and say, if you refer us 4 members, we'll credit your bill every month. Well, here, this is the same thing. Even if it wasn't a comp plan, if you refer two to make it free, guess what? Your two are, if they understand that, they each are going to refer two to make theirs free. And they're going to tell their people what? If you refer two, it makes it free. Well, 3 levels of that in our comp plan, which those same two that you referred qualified you for, takes you to $300 a month, $3,600 a year. 5 levels is $800 a month. Okay, 7 levels is $3,000 a month. And look at this, 15 levels of the simple duplication of two maxes this comp plan out. Guys, look, what do y'all think in the chat box? You all tell me. What are the two biggest multipliers no, I'm not even gonna say two biggest. What's the most important thing? What's the difference in, 3 levels of duplication putting you at 300 a month and 15 levels of duplication putting you at 500,000 a month? What do you think? If everything else was equal, what's the difference? Yeah, I want to see where you guys are. Tell me, give me one word in the chat box. What do you think makes more of a difference than anything else if everything is working? Nothing. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Time. There we go, Terry. Time. It's just time, guys. It's not even, you know what, Deb, mindset is great, but you know what? It's not even mindset because, if let's just say that you had a system in place, which we're working on right now, that would generate these two for you. And you could plug those people into a system that generated their two. And you could plug these people into a system that generated two for each one of them. Well, even if it took a week for each person to get their two, if it took a month for each person to get their two, guess what happens? 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, you're at 300 a month. But 15 months of that same system working for you is 500,000. Does that make sense to you guys? So, again, that is what it's all about. Now, we're, talking about, in fact, I'm gonna jump to a slide here. We've got the Atlantis coming up, right? So for the Atlantis trip, which is happening October the 30th through November the 2nd, okay, if you refer 10 members, what if I told you that we'll make this a bucket list trip for you? And what I mean by that is this. It will either, it'll pay for a private room for you because our private rooms are right around $1,000. Okay, $499 times 2 is $998. So if you go with a roommate, $499. If you want a room by yourself, $998. So if you refer 10 members, that's $1,000 in travel dollars. You can apply that to pay directly for this trip. Now, the next thing though that qualifies you for is that's going to pretty much waive your fee because you got 10 personal members. So your 179 times 12, that's 2148 a year. That's what that's worth. And then of course, if you put 5 on each side of your business, That's 300 in monthly residual income. That's another 3,600 a year. Guys, that's total value of over $7,000. And then for anybody that, books the Bahamas, if you commit to go to the Bahamas, and if it's a brand new person, that 7 day return policy turns into a 30-day policy. Okay, so again, 10 members, the referral of 10 members is worth over $7,000. Well, I wanted to share that with you because, again, when you take this comp plan and you apply this to it, okay? And what do I mean by that? Let's say we 10x this comp plan and we say, okay, we're going to refer 10 so we can get 1,000 in travel dollars to turn the Bahamas into a bucket list trip. 5 left, 5 right takes me to 300 a month. That's residual income. Now, how do I know that this is the case? Well, number one, timing and placement. If this is you, and let's just say that, you sold 10 memberships and you place them, this way. And I'm just going to fly all this in. That means you got 5 left, 5 right. And that promotes you to what? That promotes you to, if you look at this chart, that promotes you to 5 left, 5 right, life for 300, which is $300 a month, $3,600 a year. Now, guys, look. And I know some of y'all are going to say, "Oh, that probably won't happen or whatever." Okay, and then let's just pretend. Let's just dream. Do I have any dreamers on here? Okay, if you're not a dreamer, you got to learn how to dream again. But anyway, if we got any dreamers on here, Ann is a dreamer. Okay, Corey is a dreamer. Terry's a dreamer. Patty's a dreamer. Yeah, so we do have a few dreamers on here. John's a dreamer. Okay, so let's just dream for a minute, and like Mike and I have been involved in this for a while. Wes and I have been involved in this for a while. Many of us have John Banks has been in network marketing for a while. A lot of us have been in network marketing for a while, so we know that it probably won't work like this. But let's just dream, okay? And let's just say and pretend, even if you don't believe it, that those 10 people that got you a free bucket list trip to the Bahamas, let's say those 10 got excited about that and they each did the same thing. Somebody give me an idea. Tell me, if 10 qualified this way to get a free trip to the Bahamas to stay at the 5-star Atlantis Resort, how many members would that give you, new members? If each one of those 10 did what we just did, they got 1,000 in travel dollars, they got the free Bahamas trip, they got 300 a month in income, waived their fee. What total number does that give us next? Well, Donna, not quite there yet. 100. There we go. Okay, so now 10 got 10, that's 100. Now, that gives us what? 50 left, 50 right, which is 1,600 a month. Now, some of y'all are like, no, Denson, that can't be right. Okay, well, let's refer back to the page here. We got 50-50. That means we're qualified at 30-30, which is 1,600 a month. Am I right? Hey, Nana, I love it because guess what? You are thinking big, and guess what happens when 100 people do that? If 100 people qualify for this trip, then Donna beat you, John. She got 1,000. Okay, she said 1,000. Well, 1,000 is 500, 500, which is 15,000 a month. Now I know some of y'all are saying, "Man, no way, Denson, that can't be right." All right, well, let's refer back to the chart here. And let's see where 500, 500 lands us. It lands us at what? $15,000 a month. Okay, that makes you part of the key leadership. Now, not only did you qualify for, to make the Bahamas a bucket list trip, but, Wes has promised us that when we get to this key leadership position, we are going to get an all expense paid bucket list trip with airfare and, first class accommodations. In fact, Wes, I don't know if you can unmute right now, but if you can, I want you to tell everybody, what is this trip going to look like at Influencer 15K?
Yeah, we're going to do, it'll obviously be a 5-star. It'll be airfare, the trip for 2, the food, all the activities that we do on the trip. So I mean, it'll for most people, it'll probably be the best trip that they've ever had. So that's the
Wow.
objective
Who's
because
excited about
we
that
want you
one?
to get to influencer 15,000 so that this is just becomes the norm.
Wow. Unbelievable. And are you going to limit that at a certain number? What if we had 100 people at Influencer 15,000? Would you still do that, Wes?
Yeah, we want to get 100 people there. So that's the goal. That's the objective. We want to have more than that.
Wow. And we got one person, Wes, that wants to be there. John, oh, okay. Another also wants to be there as well. So, that's two so far. So, guys, hey, you got to think bigger, right? Some of y'all are thinking that'll never happen. Okay, Deborah, Donna, absolutely, guys. Look, it's real and it's just as simple as what I'm showing you here. We don't want to really show people this because we don't want to we don't want to get your hopes up. We don't want to embellish or anything. But guys, numbers are the one thing in society that never lie. Numbers don't lie. Okay, a lot of other things will lie to you, but not numbers. And guess what? If 1,000 people, did that, got excited about an early bucket list trip for activity, guess what? That's 10,000. 5,000, 5,000 is 1.5 million a year in this comp plan. Why? Because when you look at where that lands you, that's $125,000 a month. And the reason I share this with you is because you're going to see it happen. Okay, some of y'all are going to make it happen, but there are three types of people. Some people make things happen. Okay, some people watch things happen, and some people wake up one day and say, "What happened?" Okay, and you do not want to be that person here. So again, guys, this Atlanta trip coming up, number one, your mind is like a rubber band. If you ever stretch it from where it is now, it will never go back to the same circumference. Well, that's what a trip like this will do for you. October the 30th through November the 2nd, guys, look, refer 10 members. You're going to make it free. You're going to qualify for free life, which is 2148 a year. You're going to qualify as well by default to Lifer 300. That's another 3600 a year. It'd be the easiest $7,000 that you ever made. So with that, Wes, I really appreciate the time. And one thing is this, guys. You see, I've got my Atlantis hat on. I'm in front of the Atlantis. Let's make this thing our biggest event that we've ever had. If you've not registered, go on and get registered for it, Wes. We appreciate everything you're doing. Okay.
Absolutely, bud. Thank you so much for your leadership. We appreciate you and everything you're doing and leading the charge. Great content as usual today. Make sure that everybody is plugging in to the Bright Life launch trainings that happen every Saturday unless we're doing a Super Saturday or special event. And so Denson leads those. He involves everybody on the corporate team and a lot of the new up and coming leaders. So you definitely want to make sure you plug into that. He goes through the basics, the building blocks, but he also talks to you about practical things that you can do for your business. So now we're going to switch gears again, and we're going to bring on our director of physical wellness, Mr. Corey Sanders. Corey has been part of Bright Life since before we launched, and Corey and I have known each other now for a few years. We actually met in Tulum. And so getting a chance to meet Corey, I knew instantly that that we were going to do some big things together. I was drawn to him. He's incredibly charismatic. He's a great father. He's a great mentor. He's a great leader. He's a great man of God. He and his wife and family have started multiple churches and provided assistance to foundations and nonprofits in underprivileged areas. And so Corey is literally who I want to be when I grow up. If I can have the kind of impact that Corey's had already, that's my goal. And so when I met him, he told me about all of the different curriculum and content that he created for Hilton Global and Hilton Worldwide and many other brands. And so Corey was a Division I athlete, professional athlete, competed at the highest levels, is very competitive. He's also a member of Bright Life. He just got his first bucket trip notification as well. And so you're not only in the trenches with Corey when you're participating in Well Life and becoming a well life warrior, but you're also working with Corey on the business side of things. And we know Corey has some big plans for his markets there outside of Boston. And so everybody is going to be in for a treat today because we are doing something we've never done before. We are opening up Corey's content and Bright Life content to prospects to allow you to use Well Life as a way to expose people to the incredible culture that we're building here at Bright Life. You know, we gave away thousands of dollars in free travel in our last challenge. And Corey has got a new challenge for you that he's going to share with you today. And we're excited to hear about it, Corey. I can't wait for the impact that's going to occur with this new challenge. And I love your content. I love your posts, love your positivity. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, thank you, Wes. I appreciate all the great the compliments, man. I appreciate you as a leader and looking forward to doing some great things together. Really quick, I just want to, before I get into my spiel, I really want to give you just like 2 or 3 highlights about the wellness industry. So I know a lot of you know that as the director of physical wellness, I'm always talking about basically how can I help you be your best, how to educate you to understand what is going on with your body, how to be very proactive, not reactive. Some of us are very reactive, and so we learn that we have diagnosis, and now we want to eat right and live right. But how do we lean into this and really make it a lifestyle? And no matter what, we're doing our best, we're living our best, we're making the most impact on the earth right now, every single day when we get up, making the best memories with our family, making the best impact with our business. And why? Because we are our best. And so I always heard this. My coach always told me, say, you either get better or you get worse. There's no such thing as staying the same. And I believe that. And so if you're not all the way on, you're off. And so how do we step fully into all that we're doing, mind, body, soul, ready to go? And so this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. It's going to be really quick, and I'll let you have your Saturday. So I want you to know that the health and wellness industry is a $6.3 trillion industry. All right. And so you're talking about everything from fitness to preventative healthcare, nutrition, mental well-being, spas, personal care, and more. It's the fastest growing industry in the world. All right, so when we talk about well life, we're not just talking about some little rinky-dink thing that we know. We're talking about this is a trend, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. When I was working with Hilton, and they still send me some contracts, I just ain't got time for it. They was actually paying me to do curriculum and make sure that when people came to visit their resort, the one thing they raved about was the fitness and spa area, period. Don't care about the rooms, don't care about the food, don't care about the entertainment. I want them because this was the one thing that was driving momentum to the resorts. This was the one thing driving momentum to resorts. And let me ask you this. If I was to ask you, what is the biggest industry in our country right now? Some of you would say pharma, some of you would say tech. Let me tell you this, okay? Right now, wellness makes up over 6% of our global GDP. That means that gross domestic product. Okay, gross domestic product means that the total value of everything our country produces. Okay, wellness is bigger than pharmaceuticals and technology. Ding, ding, ding. Can we ring a bell here? Like, that's how big everybody want to look good. Okay, I don't give a care if you can't sell ice to an Eskimo. If you pull up somewhere and you look good, people want to know who you is and they're going to draw clear to you. I'm telling you. They're going to be like, man, who is that person? Because why? Wellness sells. It sells. Everybody want to look good. They getting the Botox. They get everybody taking those. Everybody wants to look good. Wellness sells. And so what we're doing right now, every wellness call that I do a wellness call the first and third Monday every month. And these wellness calls is not me just telling you a bunch of information. Yeah, I want to tell you information. I want to give you resources so they can be applicable to your life. But also, I want to educate you so you can know what is going on with your body. So when you hear things like diabetes or high cholesterol or high blood pressure, you're not only hearing that term, but you know actually what's going on with your body so you can know how to prevent it. That's my goal. My goal is I want you to walk around understanding what these things are because a lot of us are saying, okay, I got a diagnosis and I'm taking a pill from the doctor, but I still don't know what's going on in my body. I don't know what's going on in my body. I don't know what's really happening. Okay. Any time people are saying, okay, I got high blood pressure. Don't you know that is causing it's like your body has a traffic jam. It's meaning that there is so much pressure put on your heart to even pump blood to the rest of your body. Okay? So you add that up. If I'm a young person and I got diagnosed with high blood pressure and my heart is working at a unusual rate, this is why people have heart attacks at 50 and 60. Okay? Because they may be 30 and 40, but their organs has aged so much because they're working so hard. Okay? So your organs can age. All right. I'll give you a quick fact right here. My granddad had some cancer stuff going on, and they wanted to kind of go in and do some surgery on him right now. And they told him, they said at 80%, and no, at 83 years old, your heart should supposed to be at 60% life. At 80 years old. So people feel like when they get old, they should just be broke down. No, age is not synonymous with wear and tear. No, actually, life should go like this. As I get older, I get wiser, so I do better. That's how life should go. Okay. I shouldn't be broke down because I get older. Actually, I should be learning and should be wealth. I should be knowledgeable, more wiser, and I should be doing better with myself. So, long story short, praise God that my granddad was able to take a different route, but they checked his heart. His heart was only at 30%, operating at 30%. Now, my granddad did confess, early in his life, he wasn't practicing health and he was doing a lot of different things. And he said, man, look, I really wasn't taking care of myself for the first 40 years of my life. What I'm saying is that you want to get one heart. You want to get one heart. You put so much pressure on it now. You're not thinking about what you're eating right now. You're not thinking about exercise right now. And you're thinking about retiring one day and just enjoying your grandkids. It doesn't work like that. We are called stewards for a reason. Whatever we've been given, God asks us to steward well. If I have money, if I steward well, I can have more. I can enjoy it. If I have a family, if I steward well, I can enjoy the blessing of my family. If whatever I have, if I steward it well, I can enjoy it. If I don't steward it well, what is supposed to be a blessing can easily become a curse in my life. All right. Stewardship is so important. It is how we unlock blessings in our lives. Some of us have bodies and we don't think about what we're putting in them. We don't think about exercise. We don't think about anything. All we're thinking is about living and working. And one day your body's going to slow down and you're not going to be able to do the things you love because of lack of stewardship. So we have what we call Bahamas Body Breakthrough. It's a 30-day challenge. For 30 days, what we're going to do is I'm going to lay out every week is going to be a theme. Every week is going to be a theme. It's going to be a theme. It's going to be 1 week is going to be meal prep. 1 week is going to be hydration. 1 week is going to be exercise. I'm laying out different themes every week because this is why I want to teach you what it takes to have a lifestyle of health and wellness. Not just a yo-yo effect, not just something you do for 6 months and then in the next 6 months, people don't even realize that you worked out because you've gained all the weight back. No, I'm talking about how do we lean into this? And for the rest of our lives, to the day the Lord calls us home, we can say, when we get to heaven, Lord, what you given me, I did my best with. What you given me, I stewarded it well. What you given me, I did well. You finished the race well. That's what I'm talking about. So every week we're gonna have a different theme, all right? And based on whoever finishes this, and I'm gonna have 30. I'm gonna have content. The content is only going through the app. The content will not go through Facebook. It's going to go through the app. And so you'll be able to see my beautiful, handsome face show up and say, get your tail to work. All right. Get off of that couch, get your tail to work, do something. All right. So you're gonna have these motivational content every day, 30 videos to motivate you for every day to get up and get going and to finish the race. Okay. Now, this is going to come through the app only. So you need to be checking in with your app and you need to be participating on the app, right?
One thing, Corey, I hate to interrupt, but
Yeah.
for the non-members, we're going to put that content into the Telegram channel, I believe, right? So you're going to use your app to get the content from Corey, but for the non-members that we're going to allow to participate in the challenge, we're going to put that content into a group. So you'll get the details on that, but for all of our members, we want you going to the app to see that day's video. But the non-members, if they're coming in as a prospect and haven't joined yet, we will have those videos for them. They won't be on YouTube. So you will get special access to those.
Awesome. Thank you, Wes. Thank you for the information. I appreciate that. So 30-day, it's going to be Bahamas Body Breakthrough Challenge. It's going to lead us right into the Bahamas, the motivation. I want everybody to be able to get to the Bahamas and look good, feel good. Let's really step into the next phase of our business and really lean in and make this the best fall, the best spring going into 2026 with much momentum. Okay. So it's a 30-day Bahamas Body Breakthrough. You're going to have 30 days of content, me motivating you. You're going to have a theme each week, which is the focus zone. Okay. Everybody who finishes is going to be called on stage and recognized at Bahamas. And you also is going to be entered into winning $1,000 travel dollars. Okay. And so you're going to have the title Well Life Warrior. You don't get that. You just don't get that. You earn that. All right. And so everybody's going to be able to recognize who the well life warriors are. All right. So I'm going to tell you that's all, I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm excited about this. My goal, and Wes, this is coming from my comment. Our goal is to just resource you to be your best. That's it. Every single day, or every time I have a wellness call, my goal is to pour into you so you can be your best. Take the information, make it applicable. Okay, before I leave, last thing, wellness, health and wellness industry, 6.3 trillion. It is on track to be 11 trillion, past 11 trillion by 2034. Okay. It is the biggest industry right now in America. Okay. Produces more than pharma and produces more than tech. So this is a part of our business. When we get this thing rolling, it's not going to slow down. And so I'm excited for where we're going. I appreciate all of you who support, all of you who's on the calls, all of you who's always reaching out to me for more information. I appreciate you. I'm excited, and yeah, I'm ready to go. So thank you again, Wes, for everything, buddy.
Appreciate you, Corey. Great job, great content. And while we're talking about it, I want to share my screen and give you the post that Melanie just made. So I want to walk you through this really quick to teach you how to use Corey's challenge to recruit and build your business. We only have 48 hours to use this to get people on this challenge. All right. So it's very important. Let me zoom this in. All right. It's very important that you use the next 48 hours to focus on this Well Life Challenge, the Bahamas Breakthrough Body Challenge. Okay. So when you look at this, we are going to give you the step-by-step tools so that you can invite to get people on the challenge. Now, remember, the challenge kicks off on Monday night. Now, to do a challenge like this, okay, which is basically a 6-week challenge leading up to the Bahamas, all right, it would normally cost you several $100s to do a boot camp, to hire a trainer. We put a coaching value of $297, but it would cost you much, much more to get daily instruction on a 45-day wellness challenge, all right? But we put this together so that you can use this to invite people to Corey's call on Monday night. All right. So look at this post from Melanie. All right. Here's what we've got. We've got the script ready to go for social media, for your feeds and stories. Okay. You also have scripts that you can copy and paste. And then you also have a full game plan on how to enroll your people for the challenge. And then we also are creating these insider groups. We're using the Telegram channel. We're going to get the content to them privately. So this will not be available for anybody who's not participating in the challenge. All right. And so the document is there. So if you click on the document, right, you're going to see all of these resources. All right. So day one, kickoff. We're announcing that today. So today is day one. Then you're gonna post on social media. Spots are limited. Comment I'm in or DM me for the link now to get signed up. It also has the link on here. You have the scripts on here when people respond. I'm also going to have Melanie to post the images that go with these because I don't see them in here. So Melanie, we're going to have you post those on this same post. So we've got the schedule here. These are the day two is tomorrow. So obviously today is the first day, 48 hours. Tomorrow is 24 hours. The doors to our free Bahamas Breakthrough Body Challenge closes tonight at midnight. This is your last shot to reset your body, boost your energy, be part of fun. Normally $297. You can do it with me for free. So join me for free. We have an image that was posted on the Instagram page earlier. We have another image that has the $297 savings. So you can put those images in with these posts as well. And then you've got your scripts on here also that say, if when somebody responds, you've got everything on here that you can reach out to. If somebody comments, if somebody is a cold market, reach out, warm market, reach out, and then follow up. You want to make sure that you're following up on Monday to remind everybody that the call starts on Monday. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to do a drawing for everyone who completes the challenge. So you've got to complete the challenge, all the days, all the work. Everybody who completes it, we are going to give away 1,000 travel dollars in a drawing amongst all the people that complete it. So it could be 5 people that you're in a drawing for. So you've got a 1 in 5 chance. It could be 10. It could be 12. It could be 15. We don't know who's going to complete the challenge. It could be 20. But we're going to give away 1,000 travel dollars in the Bahamas. And so that's going to be an exciting announcement in the Bahamas when we give away the $1,000. Plus, we're also going to bring everyone up on stage in the Bahamas that completes the challenge. So you're going to get recognized in the Bahamas. You're going to go into a drawing for 1,000 travel dollars, and you're going to have an opportunity to recruit with this as well. So please make sure you go click on this now. I'm going to make sure Melanie gets those images on there so you've got an image to go with your post. But on there, it's got an exact detailed description of what to post on your social media. And then we will instruct you how we're going to enroll the guests, where you're going to send them. We'll get you all that information. And then there is a sign up link on here as well. The sign up link will be added. So Corey, do you have the job form, or Eva, Melanie, that y'all can post in here in the chat? We will get it on this same post. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Eva just put it in the chat, the Wellness Warrior registration form. So everybody who's going to participate in the challenge, I'm going to go put this right here on the comment. I'll have Mel type it in the actual form as well. So I've got it here on that Facebook post. So it's there. We're giving away the $1,000 in the Bahamas. Everybody that's going to participate, member or guest, needs to register on that form. So if you're participating, which we hope everybody on this call is, everybody in your organization, you need to go click that link and get registered for the challenge. So that's where we're going to give all the instructions on where to access the videos for the non-members and continue to give you tips and information. So that is our master list for this challenge. And so we are going to move on to this last section now that I'm going to share with you. And we are going to wrap up, and I'm going to talk to you about how to have a Bahamas party. Now, the Bahamas party is also a travel party, and Mike talked about that a little bit earlier. But what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how to have a Bahamas party. Now, one of the things that I think is really important is that you understand what you're getting with the Bahamas trip. Okay, this is a massive opportunity to promote Bright Life and to encourage people to get started fast. Why? Well, first of all, the Atlantis Resort is on almost everybody's bucket list. So when we did this trip in January the first time, we had almost everybody in our group. It was their first time to the Atlantis. And I cannot tell you how many people told me that it was the best trip that they've ever had, the best trip that they've ever taken. And so that trip was a bucket list trip. And so what better way to expose new members and guests and potential members to what we're doing and helping people cross things off their bucket list than to talk about the Atlantis, which is the lost city. I mean, everybody knows about the Atlantis. I would argue that the Atlantis Resort is probably the most famous resort in the world. I don't think that there is a more well-known around the world, so we're talking about planet Earth, than the Atlantis Resort. So this is arguably the most famous resort on the planet. We're going there in 6 weeks. We've got the Well Life Warrior Challenge, the Breakthrough Bahamas Body Challenge that you've got an opportunity to use to recruit. You've got this slide in all of our new presentations talking about how the savings on the hotel is $1,000. When you get Free Life qualified, you're going to get $2,148 in annual value. You're also, if you enroll 10 members like this slide talks about, you're going to have $300 in residual month, life for $300. That's $3,600 in annual value. Plus, anyone who books and goes on the Atlantis, we're extending your 7-day trial for 30 days after the Atlantis. I mean, this is crazy. You could literally book and go and save thousands, book a ton of travel, save money, and then still cancel and get your original $199 back. I mean, this is crazy. So when you look at all of that, that's over $7,750, including the Bright Life hotel discount. Because when you look at the savings on the trip, okay, the $1,000 savings on the trip is also included because you're also a member. And so it's almost $10,000 worth of value. And we also announced last week the contest where if you get 2 of your personal members to come with you to the Atlantis, you also get $100 added to your travel dollars for each of your personal members that you get signed up for the Atlantis. So you've got massive potential here. So here is my step-by-step guide and why it's so easy to build using the Bahamas party concept, all right? First of all, they have been to your home before. So having a home party, I tell people, the best place to launch your business and to have your grand opening is at your house. Why? Because they know where it is. They've been there before. They're not nervous. They're not suspicious. Everybody's had people over to their home before. In fact, tonight I'm having my daughter's homecoming after party here, and I've got tons of parents that I've invited to come tonight. And so I'm going to be talking to them about Bright Life. I'm going to be talking to them about what I do and about, you know, the trips that we do and the golf that we have access to. We live here on a golf course. And so we're going to be talking to them about all those things. And so it's normal and natural to have a party environment, to invite people over. They've been to your house before. When you're inviting friends over, you know, they say that there is a large percentage of people who do not attend parties or events at places they've never been. Why? Because people have a fear of what might happen or what might occur when they get there, as far as meeting somebody unfamiliar. This is like, for some people, it's like speaking on stage or public speaking. Some people are nervous and intimidated about going to a meeting or going to meet at a networking event or going to meet at a group event because they don't know who they're going to know. They don't know if they're going to be the only person that they know there. There may be all complete strangers. You know, I used to have this fear in college, and it never happened. And it's so weird because I don't get embarrassed easily. Obviously, I've been speaking for my entire life, but I used to have this fear, and I don't even know why, but I had this fear of walking into a classroom when it wasn't my time to go into that classroom. I went to a big university, a big college, and I just, like, almost every time, I mean, literally for the 4 years I was in college, I would have this like fleeting thought, last second thought, when I'm opening a door to a classroom, because some of these auditoriums, you know, are big with 200 or 300 people in them, and that I would walk in like the middle of a class and everybody would turn and look at me. And this is not, I'm not the only one who has this feeling. And so, you know, when you have people that, you know, have a fear of where they're going because you're inviting them to a meeting or to an event. And even if they're going to a public place, like even at a Bright Life night, you will get more people to show up to your personal residence to have a home party than you will at a public place. They don't ask questions, they don't question it. They've been there before, they know where you live, they can't get lost, they don't need to map it. I mean, there's so many reasons why this is the best way to use the business to expose your prospects. And yet still we have a lot of people that are not taking advantage of how easy and simple this is. Another tip, this is a party. It's not a meeting. So you never want to use the word meeting. You want to tell people that you're inviting them over for a party. And I tell everybody to bring something. Tonight, perfect example. Almost all the parents who are coming tonight to the party, they're all bringing something. And so this is a great way to get people to make a commitment. And it's also a great way to have people feel like they're involved. And so when they tell you I'm coming and you tell them, hey, will you bring sodas or waters or chips or dip or dessert or whatever? If you have them bring something, now they're committed because in their head, they're processing what would happen if they don't show up or if they don't come. So this is a way to get people to firm themselves up and make sure that they're there because they committed to bringing the drink. So I'm hoping tonight that all the people that said they were bringing stuff actually come tonight and bring it. But I'm assuming that everybody that said they were going to, because they committed to it, is going to be here tonight with those items. Now, anybody who didn't commit to bringing anything, they may or may not be here. But I bet you every person on this parent group chat that said they were bringing stuff will be here tonight. Okay, so how can you confirm that your people are going to be at your travel party, at your Bahamas party? Get them to bring something. The other thing that's powerful about starting these parties in your market is that you can book a meeting from a meeting. When I sign people up at a party, the first question I ask them is, how soon can we do your party? When can we do your Bahamas party? And so I'm literally asking the brand new people right when they sign up, can we come over tomorrow? Can we come over the next day? Here's a perfect example. Let's say I signed up somebody tonight. Let's say that tonight's party that I was doing was an official Bahamas party. It's not, but I'm definitely going to be working the party. So let's say I signed somebody up tonight. I could easily get them to do a party tomorrow because here's the thing. They don't have to plan anything. They don't have to organize anything. They don't have to bring anything because all of their guests are going to bring stuff. And so it allows you to book a meeting from a meeting, book a party from a party, because everybody else is going to bring. So all they have to do is just make the invites. And so you tell them exactly what to say, exactly how to invite. You tell them the exact same thing I'm telling you right now. And then they invite their friends, tell them to bring something, and they could do a party the next day. So you could do, I used to do 2 or 3 or 4 of these every Saturday. I would do a 10, a noon, a 1, a 3, and maybe a 6 or 7. I would do an entire day full of travel parties doing these events all over the area that I lived in. And I would start everyone this way. I made everybody who got signed up do the exact same thing. And it worked like crazy. Everybody was doing the parties. So every weekend, the vibe was on the weekends, we were doing parties. And then remember, Tuesday and Thursday night, if you're not doing a Bright Life night, this is the first thing you can do to get your market started. The other thing is I would tell people to bring things for the Bahamas theme. So tell somebody to bring leis. You can order a pack of leis, like 25 of them, the Hawaiian leis with the flowers. You could literally you could get like 25 of them on Amazon for like $5. Okay. So have somebody bring leis, or you can bring the leis and have everybody else bring the other items, but do a theme. Do virgin pina coladas, do virgin strawberry daiquiris, do virgin margaritas, and for those of you that want to get a little wild and crazy, maybe you do one round of virgin, or you do a pitcher of virgin and then you have a pitcher of the real ones. I mean, this should be fun, guys. And if you're doing the events and you're making them fun, everybody's going to want to be part of your business. They're all going to want to do this too. And anyone can host one of these parties. You don't have to have a speaker. If you've got somebody like a Mike McVeigh, or like a Denson, or like a Lottie, or an Ann, or somebody in your market that can present, they can present. We have the new presentation available. It's posted. You can use it. So you can use the presentation, or you can use the recording. So you bring everybody into the living room, you put your YouTube TV on, and you can show the video right from your TV, or you can connect your phone. All you need to do is get an HDMI adapter to go to your phone. You can play the video right from your phone, or from your laptop, or from your computer. And so there's so many ways you can show the information. And if it's small, you could bring everybody in around your laptop or around your iPad, and everybody could sit at a table. And whether it's 2 people or 5 people or 10 people or 20 people, it doesn't matter. You've got to start somewhere. And here's what will start to happen. And this is what's so important. They will build the way that they were built with. Meaning, however they were introduced is how they're going to introduce people. So if you get this culture of Bahamas parties and focusing on the Bahamas and having a Bahamas theme and having everybody excited about the Bahamas, your whole group is going to want to come to the Bahamas. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to want to have a Bahamas party. And if you continue to do these travel parties, and you continue to do these events, and if you continue to have Bright Life nights like Mike talked about, that's how people are going to think that the business is supposed to work, because it's the only way they know. The way they are exposed is the way they will expose. So if all you're doing right now is using the Zooms, no wonder only people are using Zooms on your team. You've got to use these events and create this culture too. And the other thing that's important is, regardless of whether it's your personal that's having the event, you should make a group chat for all of your local area. We have a DFW WhatsApp group because it got too big to text. And so we send the messages anytime somebody's doing a travel party. Now we're calling them Bahamas parties. Anytime we're doing a Bright Life night, we post it in the chat. So create a group chat for your local market so that way you can share. Because even if it's not your personal, you want other people to bring their guests too. So just because it's that person's party doesn't mean that you can't bring your guests too. You need to bring guests. The host is the main person that needs to invite, because it's their home, it's their contacts, it's their launch, that's their Bahamas party. But everybody should plug in. The more leaders that you can get there, the more members you can get there. And here's the deal. My mentor taught me in this business 30 years ago. He said, Wes, you should never come to meetings alone. Meaning never come alone. Never eat lunch alone. If you're going to eat lunch somewhere, if you're going to go out somewhere, if you're going to be going to a meeting, you should always pick somebody up on the way. You should always bring somebody with you. This creates this culture of one big team. We're all supporting each other, whether it's your upline or your downline or their sideline to you, none of that matters. We want to create this culture of one big team. The other thing is I tell people that your business is not officially open for business until you have one of these parties. And that way it makes them feel like, okay, this is my shot. This is my grand opening. And so they do everything they can to make that first meeting successful. Imagine what would happen if we get to a point where everybody, as soon as they sign up, they schedule their Bahamas party. They get their two at that Bahamas party. And at that party, those two who signed up schedule their Bahamas party. So we have two who get two, who get two, who get two, who get two, just like Denson talked about in his presentation earlier. And so if the attitude is, you're not open for business yet, and we're not asking people, have you had your Bahamas party yet? Have you had your launch party yet? If they are not getting in this program, that question needs to be asked anytime you're talking to people. And here's what we need to all do to encourage everyone and to show what's happening and to show the growth and to show the activity. We need to be posting photos of your Bahamas parties, of the setup, of the room, of the people, of what you're doing whenever you're getting them scheduled. We want to hear from you. We want you to share in the members only Facebook group what you're doing in your local market. We've got 3 parties in Nashville this week. We've got 5 parties in Memphis this week. We got 4 parties in Dallas. We want to hear it. And if you're posting them, we're building in our new on our new website. We're building the ability for you to share your parties on a calendar for the whole company. So we will have that very soon. But in the meantime, you can share on the Facebook group. Anytime you're having a party, post it. Anytime you schedule one, post it. Anytime somebody new books one, post it. Share them on the Facebook group. Now, this should be your format for the Bahamas parties, okay? Everybody should follow this. We should make this uniform, all right? It makes it easy for duplication. It teaches people the method. So first things first, mix and mingle. Make sure everybody introduces themselves. Make sure you're introducing your guests to each other, introducing other members to guests. Even if it's not their guests, it doesn't matter. Everybody should be mixing and mingling. And here's an important part. No business talk. So no recruiting, no downline, no upline, no business, no bucket list, no app, no business talk. You shouldn't even say the words Bright Life before the meeting starts, before the information starts, okay? You want to do a welcome introduction by the host. Thank everybody for coming. Thank everybody for bringing something. Introduce your presenter. Introduce the leader who's going to introduce the information. Or introduce and edify the video and talk about how you heard about it. So step by step, this is exactly what you need to do. Then after the video is done, you want to make sure you have your testimonies lined up. So if you don't have live member testimonials in the room, and if you do, you want to tell them that they're going. So anytime I have members in the room, I want to tell them, hey, I'm going to have you talk about business afterwards. Hey, I'm going to have you talk about travel afterwards, okay? And if you don't have live members with live testimonials there, which are the best ones, but if you don't, it's okay to put somebody on the phone, put it on speakerphone, let people get around the phone and do testimonials over the phone. So if you need to do them over the phone, you need to make sure you have them lined up before the event even happens. So you know who you're calling, they're expecting you, they're waiting on your phone call. If you need testimonials for your events, just post a message in the Facebook group. Lots of people will respond to you. Hey, do you have a really good travel testimonial? Hey, do you have a good bucket list testimonial? Do you have a good business testimonial? If you don't have testimonials, ask for them in the group. This is part of playing one big team. What goes around comes around. So if you help people with their events, it's going to come around to you and they're going to help you with your events. Then you get to the closing questions. After the testimonials, okay, you want to ask people what's on their bucket list, all right? I go around the room to involve the crowd, ask them what's on their bucket list. I go around. It allows people to kind of get the talk going, and that allows you to move into closing them. And the person who invited them is the one who needs to do the closing. So what that means is the host of the party, if they have multiple guests, which they should have 3, 4, 5 guests there, then you want to make sure you're helping the host close. If you're a leader, if you're a member, and you don't have a guest there, you need to be closing the guests of the host because they can't talk to everybody at one time. They can't answer all the questions at once. And the best two closing questions are these. What did you like best? And did you want to save or earn or both? Did you want to save or earn or both? Or what did you like best? Those are the best two closing questions you can use. Then, after I get them closed or ready to sign up, I have them download the app. I have them click on the link right there while they're there in the room and sign up. A lot of people make the mistake of when somebody says, okay, I'm ready to get signed up. Okay, well, thanks for coming. I'll send you the link later. No big deal. No, I would literally give them the link right then and there and have them pull it up on their phone and have them sign up right while they're sitting in front of you. Don't let them leave, because here's what you can do. Get them signed up, have them download the app, and have them log in. Show them where everything is. Let them play with the app while you're sitting there. You can show it to them. You can explain it to them. Our buttons right now are still kind of all over the place because we've been growing so fast over the last year and a half. The new app interface that we're going to release very soon will have a simplified menu. It'll be easier to navigate. So because of that, knowing what we know, that we've been bolting these new features on to an existing app, that means that you need to explain where everything is, where to book hotels, where the back office is, where do they sign people up, where do they get, where is their link, all of those things. And then also you want to make sure that you explain the contest and promotions. Talk to them about the Bahamas, give them the dates, have them talk to their spouse, have them talk to their kids. Are they going to bring their kids to the Bahamas? We have a killer deal. If kids are 11 or under, they can come with you for free with the two adults. And so 11 or under, there's no additional charge at the Atlantis. And if they're 12 or over, any adults or anybody 12 or over can be added to your room for $100 or $150 a night extra. So you could even have somebody come with you. Maybe it's your best friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever. Get them excited about it. They can book their own room or they can come and add into your room. So talk to them about what's going on. A lot of people make the assumption that it's up to us as the company, Bright Life, to teach everything, to explain everything, to show everything. No, our objective is to get all of this information to you and for you to get it to your people, because people don't even know where to go look for it. They don't know where the news is in the back office. They don't know until they get the Bright Life Blueprint about all of the Facebook groups that Melanie covered today. And so all of this is on you. So it's so important while they're sitting right there, a captive audience, they're excited, they just got signed up, help them get started. Have them download the app, add them to the Facebook groups, talk to them about Bahamas, send them the Bright Life Blueprint, make sure they click on it and they can pull it up. All of these things seem simple. They seem easy, but in reality, they're not so simple, because if we were doing more of this, we would be growing even faster. These are things that are second nature to people like Denson and Melanie, but for new people, these things are not second nature. So it's very important that you follow this format, these steps, and use this to build your business, because we are missing out on an incredible opportunity to use the Bahamas, to use the most famous resort on earth, the Atlantis, to get people excited about what we're doing. And so I hope that you took lots of notes on this today. We have had an incredible training. We are stopping literally right on time. This has been an incredible day of training. We will do some follow-up on a couple of the Well Life things. I'll make sure you have the images there. The link has been added. You've got what to post on social media. You've got tons of content from Denson, tons of content from Melanie, tons of content from Eva, tons of content from me. So we have Corey with his Well Life Challenge. So we've got a lot of things that are in front of us right now. We've got our hands on a lot of things. I know this is a little overwhelming. There's a lot of you new people on here. We gave you a ton of information. It's kind of like baptism by fire today, but this was recorded. It will be posted. So I will get it up today, even with all the craziness going on in my life today. I will have this posted so you can share it with your team. And we will make sure that all of this information is available for you to look back on. You can come back and listen to the Bahamas party section. I tried to go through it as quickly as I could. And so if you need to come back and take notes, obviously this recording is going to be on the YouTube channel. It will be posted today. As soon as it finishes rendering, I'll get it uploaded. Thank you to all of our speakers today. Mike McBay, what a treat having him here today talking about Bright Life Nights, one of our up and coming rising star leaders who's making it happen with the Dallas market. Got a lot of things planned for Dallas. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Denson, for always all of your great content. Thank you, Corey, for all of your content. I know things are crazy. They're making all the videos. He's already filmed all the videos for you guys. He's a brand new dad for the third time. And so, he's got a new little boy at home. And so he's been working hard. Eva and Tana have been working hard. Thank you, Eva and Tana, for all the work you've done on the bucket list trips and on all the content that you shared today, Eva. And thank you, Melanie, for all of the work you've done on our new branding and on all of our systems and procedures. She's helping the internal team incredibly with all of her operational skills. And so today's training was an absolute blast. It was an honor and privilege to serve all of you today. Thank you for everybody who stuck out the entire time today. And we're here. And we've got an exciting day tomorrow. We've got the corporate call at 8 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got the biggest Zoom of the week, the presentation that always starts the week off right, 9 p.m. Eastern at zoomviproom.com. The corporate call, of course, always the same address, brightlifenews.com. That is tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern, then 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We have the prospect Zoom that starts the week off. And then Monday, the wellness challenge begins. What's your Bahamas body going to look like? Are you going to have a Bahamas body for the Bahamas trip, Halloween weekend, with the body breakthrough challenge for the Bahamas? So I'm excited. I'm doing it. I'm participating. I'll be on the call on Monday with everyone. And I'm looking forward to all of the videos. I kind of took a little sneak peek at some of them, and you're in for a treat. Corey's got some great content for you. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. Make sure you share this recording. Thanks to all the comments, all of you that are sharing in the chat right now, for all of your support and all of the kind words. We appreciate all of you. This week is going to be an incredible week for us. Remember, you've got 48 hours to invite for Corey's challenge. $297 value that really is probably worth thousands and could be potentially worth years added to your life, exposing people to Corey and his content. So let's go invite. I'm going to be inviting. I'm going to get everybody that comes to the party tonight on this challenge as well. So I'm not just saying it, I'm doing it. So let's get out there and lead by example. Don't just take this information and put it on your desk somewhere. Let's get out there and invite this weekend. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a great weekend and God bless.